All right, I think we are live, and I have a special guest here. I have a Mr. Oh God, what's your name? Sick Nasty. I have a Mr.
Sick
Sick
Nasty is the
Nasty.
name.
Now, Sick Nasty. We talked a little bit before the video started, and I'll just start off by saying, obviously you have some issues with my recent video I made, with the very clickbaity title, self-admitted. What did I call it? I called it oh God, what did I call it? I called it
H-Rock is back.
H-Ruck is
Cutie
back.
Cinderella, forgive him.
Yes, yes. And you had some. I hope my audio sounds good. Can you talk real quick so I can just see?
Hello. Hello, hello.
I think it should sound good. I'll turn you up a little bit, and then I don't know if it sounds like crap. It's my own fault. Um. So yeah, what are your? I mean, I kind of already know your concerns, but what are your concerns with the video? I know them already, but I'll let you speak. I won't speak for you.
Okay. One moment. Again, sorry, boss. Essentially, I think so. The way I found this, by the way, is I was just watching YouTube and it popped up, and I think the issue for me was your thumbnail and your title is very misleading. And I know that you mentioned that your intentions. I know I'm moving really quickly into this, but
No, you're fine.
you mentioned your intentions were supporting Cutie or not going against her. But I think the way you formatted your video, title, thumbnail wise, and just the way the video played out, even if you say that you support Cutie, right? Um, it comes across as you are not supporting her, which I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter, right?
Yeah, it's
Because
it's this is all internet
this
bullshit. I
is
mean,
well, to
well, maybe. What do you
us it's
think?
internet, but this is their lives, right? This is
Yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
personal lives, and I don't think this was a scenario where people wanted this to be public. And I think it was very clear that this wasn't really wanted to be a public thing because as far as I know, when it comes to this, it was like one video. It wasn't even a video. I think it was like a 30-minute stream from Cutie, and then it was H Rock making update videos and one apology. You know,
Yeah,
it seems like this is clearly something that people did not want to be talked about on the internet. They wanted this to be kept to themselves, and like I just think the title is very predatory and like disingenuous because it's like that's not a question you should be asking in a
here, I'll
sense.
I'll pull up the just I don't even have my chat on, which we're talking. I rather not have chat on anyway, I guess. Hold on, I'm clicking all around a lot. Probably looks like hell. Um, God dang it. Okay, so I have my YouTube pulled up right now, and I mean, I do want to talk to you about this because I think I get what you're saying, but okay, so predatory. Okay, it's clickbaity, right? I got Atriac fucking crying from his video. I got QT
Yes.
crying from her live stream. I mean, I'll give you that, dude. My defense to that, and like you can take this however you want to take this. It may not be like justifiable to what you see going on here or not, but dude, like okay, so I do care about my channel. I am trying to grow right now.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
and I recently have learned like I have a niche I've carved out. I'm if you're watching my stream, which you'll see right now, if you go down my videos, I've recently learned, and this really isn't that much of a secret. Ice Poseidon 871 videos. Adam 22 didn't do that well, but here's my Dark Viper 2000, 1000, Boogie 1000, Elon Musk, Anthony 1000. So I've recently like within the past like month I've grown a lot, and that's particularly because of I've gotten a bit more clickbaity, and that's just something that I've learned I have to do to grow. I haven't found any other meaningful way to grow other than the clickbaiting and the certain style thumbnails. I can understand why you would take issue with them, but that's my reasoning for doing that. I mean, and maybe that's not a good defense, but that's why I did it. And it seems
Um,
seems to have worked for my channel, to be fair.
I'm not sure. I don't have your analytics. I haven't really looked into it.
Yeah,
Just to give you some context, my job is to make sure YouTube channels perform well.
yeah, and
Uh,
I
I
yeah,
work for some people. I'm not gonna name names, but I work for people, and like part of my job is legitimately making sure their social medias perform well and doing things and giving them advice on how to make their channel perform better.
Cool. I have your Twitter up right now on the stream.
Yeah.
Because you're not mentioning
okay.
it. But I found you.
I mean, if my Twitter's up on the stream, I guess you know now. But
yeah, well, so this is where, and I have to, I hate to pry, but I think I have some fair questions here. So
feel free.
Okay, so it says here in your bio,
yes,
channel manager for Austin on Twitter. I'm not super into Twitch, but I know who Austin Show is. You know, I'm aware that he's a big, and then editor for Hassan the Hunt.
I do edit some videos for Hassan. Yes.
Now, like, obviously my question here is going to be the validity of these, like you're telling me, and you know, and this, I think this is fair to ask. You're telling me you're manager for Austin on Twitter. That's a big claim. And you're telling me you're editor for Hassan the Hunt. That's a big claim.
Yeah.
You know, do you have any evidence of this? Like proof of this? Like,
well, I'm currently DMing Austin because he's asking me questions about content. I don't credit myself for anything I do on Austin's channel because I don't care for credit. I usually credit my editors. My editor is Jukian at Jackie. If you want to go to Austin's channel and look at his shorts, you'll see that it's Jackie. If you go to Hassan's YouTube channel,
okay,
I think his most recent short, it didn't perform very well, but that's okay. His most recent YouTube short on his YouTube channel says it's edited by me.
I'll look him up right now. Let me just pull down my.
I could send you the link to the short. I'm not a fan of this short. I think it could have been done better.
Yeah, send it over. We'll watch it.
I'm not a fan of this short. I think I could edit it better, but.
And you edited this short you're gonna send me?
I mean, if you look in the description, it credits me as the editor for it. Yes.
I mean, okay, let's check it out then.
I think that will prove the validity of my statement.
Well, and I will change my status, to be fair, because I did say if you can show me evidence, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a little, you know, obviously I'm questioning you on it, but I mean, if you can prove it, you can fucking prove it.
I can at least prove to you right now that I work for Hassan, and I hope that at least confirms the rest of the statements that I give you. So I'm not trying to mislead you, and I'm not trying to use these people and these big names as reasons for why, like, what I'm saying is more valid than what you're saying either.
I don't feel you're doing that at all. I mean, I did call you out and say that to someone, like, nobody here knows these people, right? And then obviously if you do have a personal relationship, then that would be like, you didn't flaunt it in my face. For anyone watching this in the comments, somebody had said, you know, they'd called me out for saying that nobody in the comments had known these people personally in the video. And, you know, somebody quickly was like, LOL, Sick Nasty knows them or something like that. And I called him out. I'm like, there's no fucking way. So that would be why he brought it up. He did not just shove this in my face for the point of argument, you know. But I'm looking here, and I'm not seeing what am I here? I don't know how to show you what I'm seeing. I don't know if the
description's popping up. It's wacky.
Hold on, actually, wait. I can go into the Discord, and I can just show you my screen so we're both in the real time, right?
Yeah,
I can do that?
It doesn't... Oh, there it is. Here. If you want to see...
Here. I'm going to go live, and you can just help me out here. I'm live. You can see my desktop.
Okay, perfect. I'm just going to give you this screenshot.
Okay, I'll take that too.
There's that screenshot in Discord. If you read edited by, it says my name in the description of that short.
Okay. So why isn't it, like, and forgive me if I'm coming off combative here, but why isn't that in the actual... I'll show you what you're showing me.
It does say it. Look in the description right there. Edited by https://twitter.com/sicknasttweets. It's your... Yeah, right there.
I see it. Yeah, I'm a little slow. Yeah. All right, so that's
me.
That's I can't deny that.
If you want some more proof, if you check my Twitter followers, Ludwig and Stans follow me, I believe, which are two, I believe you know them as close friends of.
Yeah, I tried to find. I obviously, like, okay, so like you did totally pull me in here. Like I was like, all right, now I gotta fuck this guy. And I wanted to come up. Well, not like that. Like I wanted to get you, right. We were arguing.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll look him up. God damn it.
Well, that guy.
So I can't find. The only time I found Ludwig here was.
Yeah, he's down there. He's down there. You got to keep scrolling.
I do want to find him. I'm sorry if this comes across like I'm really calling you out, but I really just am curious.
I can give you another screenshot. I'll just go to Twitter myself, and I'll go to his account.
Well, what if I follow you? Will then he come up as like
I think
similar
it's only if you.
followers?
I think it's only if you follow him. Here you go. Here's another screenshot.
Okay,
Or I'll
hold
just share
on.
my screen. I guess I don't mind.
Okay.
If you want to just.
Hold on. I'm having a brain fart right now because I don't know how to close. Wow, I don't know how to. Okay, okay. I'm in Discord now.
Yeah.
So, oh, you're screen sharing?
Yeah, and this is again. I'm not trying to flex anything, but you
No,
asked for
no,
proof, and so I'm
no.
trying
I
to give you
did, I
proof.
did, and I'm trying to clarify. Like any, I don't. This video probably won't get any views. To be fair,
I
but
could give you context too as to why these people follow me and so on and so forth. Let me know when you see the screen share and see it.
yeah. I'm clicking on. I'm not trying to just play it.
Yeah, you're good.
So okay, all right. So we got this guy's screen share. I'm gonna show it on my live stream. Is that okay? Is that okay if I show this
Yeah,
on my live
nothing's
stream?
showing on my screen.
Okay.
You're good.
So this is him showing me that because I called him out. I wanted to know he's not trying to flex. So Ludwig follows Sick Nasty. So I have been formally called. I've been
Also,
formally bested.
also stands.
Okay.
And I don't
So
know if this person really plays anything into it, but this is the owner or the COO of Mogul Moves, Ludwig's company, co-founder of Off Brand.
all right.
Nick
So
Allen.
you
Love Nick Allen. Nick Allen's a great guy. Love that guy.
okay? So you definitely got me here. You definitely have some type of relationship with these people. That's undisputed at this point.
It's business, mind you.
Yeah.
It's business.
I mean, it's still. I mean, I can't. It's more than I mean, you're doing good, man. That's great. I'm gonna right now go and change the title of that video, just like I said I would. What did I say I would call it?
I don't
Well,
know.
what would you do? You want to name the video? What do you want it to be?
Personally, for me, I would take the video down. It doesn't
Okay,
look good.
we can talk about that.
But
We can
let's
talk about that
before you make any changes.
because because obviously this video is watch time for my channel. I care about trying to grow. I don't want to delete it. Obviously, like that's just me being. So, I mean, we went over the thumbnail. Dude, I really genuinely don't see the problem with the thumbnail. I can understand your complaints. I'm not saying your complaints aren't valid. I just don't think they're harmful. Okay, I don't think it's like a net negative.
I think your thumbnail saying he got away with it is kind of bad.
Well, it's clickbait. I'm trying to get someone to click the video.
I think you can clickbait a video without it being harmful, and that looks harmful.
But if you click and watch the video, I think it's very positive towards Atriac.
Well,
like it's clickbait,
again,
and then you get into the video.
I guess I don't know if the main point came across, but I just think there's so many things wrong with this video, and just the concept itself is already an issue to me because. Like, okay, you upload it, 6 months ago or whenever it was happening. I don't know.
I uploaded it 2 days ago.
Or even if you upload this video, like, the day like H-Rock released his video saying he's coming back to streaming, like then it's not as bad, but like uploading it weeks after, H-Rock has said this and months after this has all happened is so out of the ordinary, so weird in the first place. And then also it's just every way that it's set up is set up in a predatory way to just make the people in the video that you're talking about look bad. And even though you talk in the video and they don't look bad, right? Because you're saying they're not bad people, it's just gross way to profit, not monetarily, but view wise, right? On YouTube. It's just dishonest.
I disagree. Okay, so like the video the dishonest, okay.
You can clickbait on YouTube without causing harm to other people. And that thumbnail is causing harm to those people's images, in my opinion.
Why though? Because it says got away with it. That's the issue you have. But he did get away with it. But like, it's not.
Away with it. He got doing something extremely wrong, and then tried his very best to make amends for what he did wrong.
Yeah.
He has made a decent amount of progress. I think he's made a great amount of progress. But the issue is, again, is you don't know what the women who are affected or how they feel now, how they felt 3 months ago, how they felt at any point outside of the day it happened. And you don't even know if they think what he's doing is okay, or if they've made amends, or if they're all talking. Like, it's just weird to make a commentary on a very personal situation. Although it was put on the internet, it's a personal situation between people. that should not be used in a way like this.
I mean, to be fair, these people. I mean, okay, I'm going to tread lightly here because what I'm going to say here is, I mean, I'm not trying to be like TMZ. Okay, I'm not trying to call up every fucking restaurant in Los Angeles and find out where PewDiePie's dining tonight. But also, I think it's reasonable for me to say these people, they are public figures.
Okay,
And some drama happened, and people wanted to see the drama. Like, and drama is a weird way to describe it.
drama's
So
a bad term.
it is totally a bad term for what we're talking about right now. I'm using it in lack of a. Do you have a better word for me to use? How would you describe this? It's like I don't know what else to call it.
Other than drama.
Tea? Can we call it tea? Can we call it tea? Is tea less like?
Tea's worse.
You think tea's worse?
I think looking at deep fakes of colleagues / friends,
Yeah.
and then getting caught doing it is not drama or tea. I think that's a fucked up thing that happened, a fucked up life event.
Okay, but I don't know that, but I think we could argue here all night in circles over whether that could be considered tea or drama. Although I think I will agree with you that tea or drama is a weird way to describe it.
Drama is like Leafy saying Keemstar saying Leafy doesn't have a chin. That's drama. That's silly. That's stupid.
I mean, it's definitely not on the same level. It's definitely not on the same level.
Relationships.
So I have a question for you. Another video I made recently. Boogie2988 has new girlfriend or daughter. Would you consider that to not be tea? That Boogie at 50 years old is dating a 20-year-old girl? That's personal.
That's
a personal.
Guy doing weird things
a lot of people could say that Atrioc is the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I don't think any of the videos you make should be made. I don't think that video should be made either. Like,
okay, I mean that's fair.
Almost all the shit I'm looking at on your page is really shitty attempts at farming drama views on YouTube.
That's fair. No, it's a bit of a slop channel. That's fair.
And a lot of these things aren't drama. Like, there's better ways to go about content. And like, I feel like if you look at the space and content on YouTube right now, there's so many other strategies you can take to become a successful content creator, and you're choosing like the worst way. You know?
If you want to ever help me out with that, I'd be more than happy to maybe do something a little different. But
I do get paid for that. So
no, I'm not discrediting you. But so I mean, another thing that's weird about what you're trying to say right now is I do listen to. I'm not as big into Twitch streaming as some people may be. Okay, but I know that Hassan talks about stuff similar to this all the time. I mean,
Hassan talks about the news.
This isn't news?
Frequently talks about the news.
This isn't news.
Yeah, that is the news.
But my video about Atrioc that's not news.
No, those are two people's lives, man.
The news isn't ever other people's lives. Everything is always someone else's life.
I think Hassan is making commentary and talking about things where people intended to be on the internet.
I mean,
the thing that you are talking about right now was not intended to be on the internet, and you cannot in good faith say that you believe what happened in that event was supposed to be on the internet.
Hold on.
You can't say with good faith that the Atrioc thing that you talked about.
Well, no, Atrioc leaked it by accident, which is like the whole that's like pretty much the story. And what I covered in the video is how he's trying to make that right. I mean, we can watch the video. Maybe I'm wrong, but I did make the video.
A little bit of a watch through.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think I'm going to change your mind just based off the conversation.
No, but I mean, we can be civil and not agree on something. I'm totally okay with that.
I just find your content extremely distasteful. And I mean, like, we could talk about Hassan's content.
I like Hassan. I just think it's weird that, like, I definitely like. Okay, and Hassan's a fucking powerhouse. He has editors like you. He has a lot of content to go through. Okay, so how about this, dude? Do you think Colleen Ballinger ever intended for her chats with the weenies to go public? That's personal. Hassan covered that.
Fair. That's fair.
I mean, and that's kind of just what I'm saying.
Every video Hassan posts is about that?
No.
I think I think one in every 50, 100 videos is about something, something like that is not an issue.
he
Also,
covers politics, and I like Hassan. Don't think I'm shitting on Hassan here. I like
also,
Hassan.
I think the other issue here is like you're just how do I say this? I think Hassan is coming from a place where he unfortunately is in the content space much
Mm-hmm.
more than a lot of people. He understands it, and maybe his that one video, isn't a good video. Maybe it's not a great idea.
I mean,
He
I don't
made
think
it,
it is a bad video. I'm just saying
Uh,
he does that stuff.
I think theorizing on other people's personal relationships is kind of cringe. Especially people who made it pretty clear that it should be personal. And like you might
So
comment right now, Moist Critical humiliates Sneeko is a dumb video, right?
yeah,
I
all of
think
these
that
people,
situation was a situation where Moist Critical or Sneeko made it clear that he was going to make it public, and then Moist Critical was like, "If you want to make it public, we'll make it public." So I don't have a problem with people talking about that event because both parties agreed that they wanted things to be public. Um, and with Miranda Singh's situation, oh hey, there's the H-Rock discussion. Should deepfake porn be illegal? Right there on Hassan's channel, 6 months ago. If you want to scroll up,
oh, sorry. I'm just going through all of them now.
oh, you scrolled
Honestly,
up way too far.
like
6 months ago.
I'm like not even showing this on the stream. I'm just looking at this
Oh, I know.
because I'm in like ADHD mode.
Right there, one video down from Chinese Spy Balloon. There you go, right
Yeah,
there. There's
so
Hassan talking about the situation.
yeah.
I think if you watch Hassan's video, you will find it very different than the video you were talking about. I think Hassan focuses more on the fact that deepfakes are a problem in his video and that the women involved should not have to deal with what is going on right now.
I mean,
I don't know what Hassan says.
you're
I
all
don't.
you're honestly making me question what I said because I felt like I was very in favor of like the women. I even referred to people who make deep fake websites as bad guys at the end of the video.
I think what you did is you poorly recounted the events of what happened.
Well, we can watch
and
my
then
video. Hold on,
kind
that's a
of
good
made-
idea.
I mean, I watched the video.
We can
I'm gonna
watch
be
it
honest.
again.
I prefer not to.
Well, why not? I mean, we're gonna criticize
think
my
it's good
video. Why
content.
can't we talk? Well, why? Well, tell me why. Let's watch it. I don't understand.
I think I just told you why. I think you poorly recounted the events. I don't know what your research was on these events.
Well, show me
I-
why.
I imagine you just go over what all the other videos, what the update videos that H-Rock did say. Essentially, that's what you do in the video. You just say exactly what H-Rock said in kind of a quicker way, and then you
Yeah,
just
that's
say
like
I don't have a place to say if Cutie should forgive H-Rock, but I can say that I think what H-Rock's done is good, and it's like you provided nothing. You just recounted what H-Rock's already said, which
what
why
more
would
was there to
anybody-
provide? What more was there to say? Like, tell me.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying. I'm saying the content's bad because all you did was you essentially did a react stream. You essentially sat there and watched the video, but instead of watching it, you just took everything H-Rock said and repeated it.
Well, yeah,
And
it was
ended
like
the video with, I don't have a place to say if Cutie should forgive him, but what I do think is that H-Rock's doing good. And it's like,
what's your
that doesn't
problem with
provide
that?
anything.
What doesn't
You're
that
not
like
providing
what?
anything to the
Okay,
space.
so
You're
you
just-
keep saying, and I'm not saying there's nothing to criticize my video on. I'm not like a fucking great content creator, but you keep saying your content is bad because it doesn't say anything, and then I'm asking you, well, what should I have said? And you have nothing to say. And that's kind of where I think we're gonna.
saying is you should not have made a video about this topic because there's nothing to say.
Well, I mean, to be
It's
fair,
personal information. It's a personal thing that happened between two people. Not many people outside of the people who are actively involved with it have anything more to say other than what the people said in the video.
so your take is no one should be able to talk about this ever. Like what? I
think using this as a way to make content makes no sense because it's a bad video.
Dude, I have a slop
Especially
channel.
when
I
you-
talk about current events on the internet. I talk about internet shit. This is internet shit. I mean, you go, but like, I'm like, go, let's watch the video. Like, tell me what exactly is wrong with it. You're a
I'm telling
manager.
you
You're a
exactly what's
content
wrong with it.
producer. No, you're not.
You're
Say
not-
it.
you're not
Say it again. Say it again. I won't say a word. Say exactly what's wrong with it.
All you did is you recounted the exact events that H-Rock did in a less detailed way because obviously H-Rock's going to be more detailed about it. So you summed up what H-Rock said. Then you said, I can't tell Cutie if she can forgive him, which of course everybody comes to that conclusion. And then you said, I think H-Rock did good. So the only thing you provided in this 10-ish minute video is H-Rock did a good thing.
Yes. So what more should I have added? What details did I leave out?
And finally, the last thing is, I don't think the video should be made because I don't think there's anything to add to it unless you are actively involved with the situation, unless you have consent from both parties to talk about the situation. You know, there's just no point in making this video, and all you've done is made both people look bad with your thumbnail and your titling with that misleading clip, and like it doesn't make sense.
So let's go. I'm just gonna go down. It's like you're really losing me here, because Ludwig talks about.
This is all original content. I don't know what you're talking about. This is a guy just streaming video games.
You know, to be fair, I'm definitely not as familiar with Ludwig as Hassan, but I already used Hassan as an example. I was hoping to also use Ludwig.
You're trying to go to Mogul Mail. Yeah.
Okay.
And you're gonna say.
And I'm trying. I am getting a bit frustrated, and I'll try not to, because I genuinely feel like you're not really adding a lot here. I'm sorry. You keep kind of saying the same thing over and over again, but I'm trying to understand. Well, that's because I'm trying to explain. Okay, so this is our cycle of words. You're telling me my content is bad and the video should not have been made, and I'm leaving out context, and I poorly described the situations, you know, and I shouldn't have made the video. And I'm asking you why, and your response is, well, you just shouldn't have, because, you know, it's just not a video that should have been made, and, you know, you didn't describe it well.
Because there's nothing to add. You have nothing to add.
But okay, so let's.
What I'm saying is there's nothing to add to this video or to this story.
Yeah.
Especially because you're adding to it 2 weeks after it happened.
Wasn't adding to it. I just talked about it. I just talked about what happened. Like you said, I just went over what he said in the video.
So you're banking on people watching your video for you and who you are and your comments on the video, but you have no comments on the video. You didn't add any comments to the video, in my opinion. All you added was, I think H-Rock is okay, right?
Well, then is no one allowed to? Should Philly D not should Philly D just take down his whole channel? He recently reported on the Ariana Grande situation. That was personal. I'm sure they didn't want that to go public.
I don't think Philly D's content is amazing.
With your logic though, he should just delete his whole channel.
Philly D is reporting on news. At the end of the day, Philly D
he reported on
multiple news stories.
Okay, he talked about this as well.
He probably does give his opinions on these things. Yeah, he did. He did, and I think he probably added more to the situation, but also
no, he's a major fence sitter.
But also timing. The guy did it when the situation happened. You're doing this 2 weeks after the last update.
2 weeks is too long. I can't make a video about something that happened 2 weeks ago.
Update. The situation happened 6 months ago. And you already made a video on it. I'm pretty sure.
I did. That's fair. But that was about the. But no. That was about the situation when it happened, and that was super current. I was on that shit. And then I made it 2 weeks after it happened. And you have a point where it's like, oh, it happened. You talked about it a little late, but I fail to see how making a video 2 weeks after an event happens is wrong, because you what is your complaint with that? I'm not understanding. Help me learn.
Let's reiterate this thing. Okay, I am saying your thumbnail and your title and the clip is bad taste and it's bad journalism. Right?
That's fair. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a journalist. But that's fair.
I'm making, which is this video should not have been made because content-wise, you did not add anything. You can't really add anything, and it's not doing anything for your brand. Outside of you're just recounting something that you weren't involved in.
I mean, I know
these are two separate things. So my criticism of the poor thumbnail and the poor titling and the clip out of context is one thing. That's one problem I have. The other problem is, even though those things happened, the video shouldn't have been made because it's not on time. It's late. It came late, right? You don't add anything to it outside of one statement, which is H-Rock's okay, right?
See, this is where we keep having our circle. All right, I'll move on after this, but because we just keep going in circles, and I'm not sure which one of us is having the issue here. Maybe it's both of us, but I'm hearing your complaints that, okay, so now we have a new complaint. We have a complaint that the video is late. What is the problem with the video being late? Please answer that one question.
You're trying to be like a drama channel, right? You farm drama events.
A little bit of a Pyro Live type situation. Yes, a little bit of slop channel.
So if you're doing that, don't you feel like when you comment on drama, you should do it when the drama is hot?
Preferably, but sometimes I'm late. I apologize,
Okay, in my opinion, you weren't just late. The drama's been fucking cold, right? We're going to call it drama now because that's the word, but it's not drama.
That is not a good word for it.
It's a personal relationship that wanted to be private in the first place, which is the other big issue. Is you you misrepresented two individuals.
How
very
did I? Well, wait,
poorly.
I'm sorry. I'm taking off subject. Continue, please. I'm sorry.
You misrepresented two individuals very poorly, right? With the misleading clip and then also the title and the thumbnail. You misrepresented
Yes.
those two individuals, right?
Yes.
You're already talking about a personal relationship that did not want to be talked about in the first place, and now you're adding commentary to a 6-month update that H-Rock made, but you didn't add any commentary to it. So you're just talking about someone's personal event without having any knowledge of what is actually going on outside of what this person told you. And this person told you stuff, and then you decided you were just going to repeat exactly what they said on your video. You're not providing anything. It's similar to why X2C is getting a lot of criticism for just reacting to other people's content on YouTube right now. Because X2C is literally just watching a video and not adding anything to it, and people are having a problem with it. So I am commentating both in the you're being kind of shitty for trying to capitalize on a personal like relationship that does not really want to be shown on the internet, and they've made it clear that they don't want it to really be shown on the internet, and they've also made it clear that they don't really care for people to talk about it anymore. They want people to move on from it. And then you're also just making poor content, right? In the sense that you have, you failed to strike while it was hot. You're not adding anything new or interesting to the story. Like your strongest opinion was H-Rock's doing good, which I think a lot of people can agree what H-Rock has done is a net positive. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Well, forgive me, but the question I ask is, how is me being late to the topic bad? That was the question.
In terms of YouTube views, or in terms of
no, just like
you
seem to have a moral objection to it. So how is me being how is me talking about something that occurred 2 weeks late morally bankrupt? How is that bad?
It's not morally bankrupt. I just made it clear what.
Okay, so how is it bad? How is it bad? How is it negative? How is it bad? Other than analytics, I don't give a fuck about the analytics. How is it bad?
You're trying to make a successful YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, but no. But that's not what you.
It makes no sense.
But please, okay. So please, but
cold. Like talk about something that's at least.
No. All right, I can't let you get away with that. Okay, we got to bring this back to the beginning a little bit. I apologize if I'm being a little blunt now. You have a lot of issues with my video. You're saying it's disingenuous, and we've kind of gone over these things. We're going in circles a little bit, but now I'm trying to just go from one to the other. Okay, so we can stay on this topic, not go into other reasons my video is bad. Right now, we're talking about why is it bad? Why should the video not have been made 2 weeks later? And this seems to be a moral issue.
So you want specifically why the video should have been made 2 weeks
later. And you can, and we already know that we already all know, at least I already am aware, so you don't have to explain this to me. Making a video 2 weeks after something occurs is bad analytically. It's something I already understand. If anyone watching this doesn't understand that, that's something we all should understand. So apart from that, why is it bad?
I feel like that was, I don't agree with any like drama channel videos. I think they're boring. They don't make any sense. Like it's just farming free views from like children for the most part. Like your audience is probably like 14-year-old kids who watch like Ben Shapiro. Like those are the people that like drama farming videos, Those are the people that get invested in it.
And you're fair to think that, but I do think
you're my target audience, and I think it's kind of
I
think it's a cringe group of people to be a part of, and it just ultimately is gross. But if you want, again, my answer for why taking a drama situation and talking about it 2 weeks late is bad, it's because analytically it's bad. You could talk about.
No, I don't care about that. We already talked about that. How is it morally bad?
That's it. That's what I was trying to say. I already separated the two.
Okay, so that doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make anyone a bad person to post something 2 weeks later.
I just think it's a poor decision when it comes to
so it's not necessary.
YouTube channel.
It's not inherent.
I clarified that multiple times.
Okay, I'm sorry. I may have misunderstood you.
Both of the things. I separated the things that I think make you a shitty person, and that I didn't feel good about, and then the things that are not successful YouTube wise.
Okay.
And I separated those two very clearly. Multiple
times.
Okay.
Sorry. So now we've just established that there's nothing inherently wrong with posting a video 2 weeks late, but it can be bad for analytics.
I think
so
your YouTube channel suffer. Yes.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. You can think that.
Especially drama that's so old, like and that was already kept private, and that has no like place being talked about anymore because
that's fair.
There's no comments to make on it.
That's fair, but I do want to try to. I'm kind of getting into a groove here, and if I start to come off a bit too competitive, I do not want to be disrespectful. Put me in my place. Um, but the next thing that I do want to go over here, because I definitely want to talk about it, is um, you are saying that it is disingenuous. Now, what I can give you here, and I'll start off by giving you this, but I don't think any of these things are big deals personally. I'll say that, but I can see where you could come to that conclusion, and I think it's not wrong to have that opinion. So we'll look at the video again. Okay, so got away with it. Clearly very clickbaity. Oh, I don't have it up. Very clickbaity title. I mean, like
information.
it does a little bit, right? Because I want you to click the
Little
video.
Bit. It fully misrepresents the information. Like, what do you mean? It also has no connection to the title, like, at all.
Okay, how does it fully
pictures of the two people in it?
Okay, how does
You're saying he got away with what he did? He didn't get away with it. Like, it's just a straight fact that he didn't get away with it.
Well, that's subjective because he did come back and he does still have viewers. This could cancel somebody. Like, if he didn't get away with it, he wouldn't have came back and.
No, it's proven that wouldn't get him canceled. It's proven.
I mean, objectively though, like
you're gonna tell me Mizkif actively defending a sexual assaulter for months, and then not having any issues and still retaining the viewers he has is better, is not as bad as what Atrac did. Like he did something way worse and is totally fine.
Yeah, but that okay. So maybe we should just both agree that this may be nitpicking. We might be nitpicking
also,
a little bit.
Also, I hate to comment on something, but like, why is one of your viewers just in the chat or in the
Are they all in the Discord?
The Discord call messaging in it. Like yeah, of course a lot of thumbnails have clickbaity titles. What I'm saying is misrepresenting information. What I'm saying is misrepresenting information to a point that causes harm to people is an issue.
Here,
and you're misrepresenting information that could cause harm to these people.
As far as my viewers, yeah. I don't have the chat up, and I'm not looking at anything myself. I genuinely don't know what they're saying. If they're saying things that are crazy,
he's just
please ignore them
in the Discord call chat.
Okay,
I mean, I'm just responding to his comment, which is he said quite a lot of channels have thumbnails that don't tie to the title. That's not the point that I'm trying to get across. What I'm saying is the thumbnail and title are both misleading. And both of them could cause harm to the creators. You could have a clickbaity title that does not cause harm to the people involved.
Okay, and you know what? I can see where you're coming from. I can. So okay, hold on. Let me get back on the rails here a little bit. So I think objectively, okay. So obviously got away with it. I think we're nitpicking a little bit here. I think both of us are nitpicking a little bit here. I'm nitpicking I think we're grasping at straws a bit here. Got away with it. Okay. Well, let me finish. And I do have a tendency to talk too much. So again, don't be afraid to just tell me that you need a minute. So yes, okay, it's clickbait. Yes, got away with it. Okay, I'm like implying that he did something bad and he got away with it, right? That's what that's implying. Is that fair to say? And he did do something bad.
Anybody who's clicking on that video already knows that he's doing something. He already did something bad.
I think anybody who clicks on my videos also has yes, they already have an understanding. Yeah, but okay, yeah, we can both agree on that too. And I'm going to use that again later.
Another reason why I don't think the video should be made, because if anybody's clicking on this video, especially the way you handled the title or the hashtags on the video, like you're trying to market it towards people who probably already know what happened.
Yes, I am 100%.
So you're not adding anything to it.
Yes, so okay, I have something to add to that a little bit later, and I'm not adding anything to it. I would argue that I'm reporting on it, but honestly, saying I'm reporting on something, I will admit is giving me a little bit too much credit. I will say that.
Oh, yeah, even if you want to argue that you're reporting on something, you're reporting 2 weeks late.
And that's fair too. But we already went over that. So, okay, I can agree with you that it's clickbaity. And I know you're a content manager. I'm not. I'm doing the best I can over here, man. And I've seen a direct. I got I put faces in thumbnails. I get views, and I'm gonna probably keep doing that as long as I keep getting views. You're saying is just curious. Is Anthony Fantano Activision lawsuit, is that predatory because I put his he probably wanted this private, and I thought that was genuinely interesting. My mother's a lawyer. I actually spoke with her about this. Do you think this is predatory? This is private information that they didn't want out. This is his, like, about, you know, I put angry eyes on Activision, you know?
Do you think that that is predatory? Be
I don't
honest.
think that's predatory, no.
Do you understand why I'm saying commentating on two people who were friends, right? And one of
Yes.
which heavily wronged the other person.
Two celebrities, to be fair, which I know that's a bit of a stretch, but to be fair, I think it does matter. I think if they didn't want people talking about this, they don't have to be on the internet. I genuinely think, like, to be fair, I think that when you put yourself,
that's a gross way to view things, and that
listen,
is what's disappointing. That is what's disappointing, because
why is
your
that
idea
disappointing?
Is no, your what you're saying right now is they should not be on the internet doing what they want to do if they don't want their lives to be talked about. Which okay, fair statement, but also they should not have to feel like anything that happens to them gets to be just thrown on a plaster for other people to profit off of.
Okay.
And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to profit off of these two people's personal lives and something that they made very private. Well, that is where the inherent issue lies, and you're trying to profit off these people's personal lives. And I've already stated, I don't agree with any of the content you make. I already don't agree with it. I think it's poor. I think there's better strategies. There's better things you can do on the internet. And you're trying to farm people into watching you talk about people's personal lives. Mm-hmm. And I don't agree with it. I don't like people talking about people's personal lives. I think they're poor. I think it's stupid. I think it's dumb. Like,
well, that's a personal opinion. You're entitled to have that. I mean, people do. There is a market for this content.
Is there? Because I'm looking at not a lot of people watching your content.
You're right, but you know, you have Moist Critical and even Hassan Abi, who talks about similar content quite consistently.
Hassan Abi talks about public news, world news.
Yeah,
for the most part, and sometimes commentates on things that are private, more private scenarios. But I think for the most part, he provides commentary that is discussing a general thing and not focusing on these two people's personal lives, and especially not taking these people's lives out of context to try to garner more views.
Okay, so
because
Hassan
is a personality that people want to hear from. Because Hassan is an established person, and people aren't clicking on the video because of Atrioc and Cutie. They're clicking on the video because they're like, oh, Hassan is saying something. I wonder what Hassan has to say. They want to know what Hassan has to talk about. They don't care necessarily about what's happening between these two people. They more so want to know what Hassan is talking about. And Hassan's video, mind you, is saying deepfake porn is a problem. And he talks about the deepfake porn issue and not the personal situation between those two.
Well, yes, I talked about that as well. I even went into detail to describe
the situation. You recounted the situation.
Do I have your permission to pull up the video?
I know what you did.
Do I have your permission to play the video? Do I have your permission to play the video?
I don't care if you play the video because I'm not going to watch it anymore.
Well, I know you don't. You keep saying that's well, okay. I'm sorry. We'll get back on track a little bit. Where did this even start? We're on subject number 2. We're in a disagreement over the thumbnail. I ask you what you would change about the thumbnail, and your response is, "Well, I don't think the content should exist." Well,
yeah, you keep asking me what I would change, and I keep responding with, just delete it. It's not good content.
I mean, people disagree with you on that. I mean, I know that none of us are experienced media managers, but people do disagree with you whether it's bad or good content. You can think it's bad. That's entirely fair. And a lot of people probably do think it's bad. Like you said, I struggle to hit 1,000 views. But when I ask you, okay, so we're going through this right now and we're talking about what do you think is bad with this? And you keep going back to the whole thing just bad, just delete the whole thing, which like, okay, can we just pretend?
I actually clarified multiple things that are bad. Your thumbnail, your title, and the clip you took out of context are all predatory.
We're going to get to the clip. We're going to get to the clip, but
look bad,
can
you refuse to change any of them?
No, can we? I'll change the title. I already asked you about the title.
Delete the clip from the video, but you won't do those 3 things. You'll do one of them, and then you say, "I did a good job, didn't I?"
So hold on. Listen, let's just talk about the thumbnail right now, please, because we're going to get to the clip. We're going to get to the clip, but just for the thumbnail. You don't like the thumbnail. Okay, suppose the clip never happened. Okay, what would you change about the thumbnail? What is like? Okay, so clickbaity, yes.
Reacting is fine. That you're a React YouTuber. Your face reacting is fine.
Yes.
Don't put got away with it. Atrioc didn't get away with it. That's misleading. Don't put 2 pictures of both of them crying. If you want to do a picture maybe to tie with it, you could do maybe a picture from the thumbnail of Aatrox's video, right? If you really want this video to happen, you do the picture of Aatrox's video from 2 weeks ago, where Aatrox is looking at the camera in a very serious tone, rather than taking two pictures where one is kind of edited, or I guess they're not edited, right? Because Aatrox was crying and Cutie was crying. But don't take a picture of Cutie crying and a picture of Aatrox crying, like, and don't write "got away with it." You should have 3 focus points, really, of any thumbnail. 3 focus points mainly, right? You
Yeah,
don't
I've
need
kind
3,
of
but
learned
3 or
that.
less.
I
You
think
have
I've kind
4.
of learned that without even like having to be. Then this is just me. It's kind of funny that you say that, because if you see my videos that do the best, you can see that there are actually just 3 main focus points in each video. So I think I've kind of learned that just from consuming so much internet content.
This is just, yeah.
Yeah,
To me, it's
but
common sense, but like, again,
so
you're focusing on 2 people who are
mhm.
crying. You're saying "got away with it," which is untrue. And like,
Yes,
obviously, that thumbnail insinuates that Cutie is mad at Aatrox because she's looking at Aatrox. Aatrox crying, and then it says "got away with it," which
yeah,
is insinuating that Aatrox got away with it. Especially when you read "Aatrox is back," and then it says "got away with it."
you're right.
In
And
my opinion, you do a picture of Aatrox from the video he uploaded 2 weeks ago. You reacting is totally fine, and then
mhm.
being like, and the title should more so be, is has Aatrox done enough to be welcome back to streaming or community or whatever? That's what your video should be.
I
Really. If
actually
you
like that.
and then you make a commentary more so on the fact about what the good that Aatrox has done in your opinion, and then saying, yeah, I think at the end of the day, what Aatrox has done has at least given him enough credit to show that he actually cares about what he did wrong and that he tried to fix it and then he should come back to the community. That's how you
But
format it. But instead, the
okay,
way you format it is should Cutie like accept Aatrox's apology, or should Cutie forgive Aatrox? And you take a clip that makes it look really bad for Cutie's sake, um, and you have a thumbnail that again kind of pushes more into the fact that Aatrox did something bad and got away with it, and that Cutie shouldn't forgive him, and that, you know,
yeah,
Cutie is
no,
a bad person for saying she's gonna sue Aatrox to death in that clip.
I can agree that it's a bit intentionally misleading, because I personally think that this is going to make someone click the video more. I could be wrong. I'm just telling you that's why I did it. And if you watch the video, I do kind of cover the things you told me I should cover. I at least I feel like I did. I definitely was
I
like,
think you can recount these events without causing harm to either of these people and trying to get into these people's personal relationship, and you didn't do that.
okay, so
The focus of the video could have been, has Aatrox made up for what he's done? That literally could be the title of the video, and I'm sure people would still click on it.
okay.
I'm
That-
sure people would still click on it. And if you take the picture of Aatrox looking extremely serious and you don't put "he got away with it,"
mhm.
you know, and maybe you said "has he done enough?" and as the text in it, probably, first of all, the title and the thumbnail match more closely together now, and they're more cohesive. And also, now your contents of your video is more so focusing on what Aatrox has done to make up for what his actions, which is all public information that we all know about. It's not misleading and already kind of speculating on a private relationship that we shouldn't even be talking about in the first place, right?
Mhm.
And I still think it gets what your point across, what you want your point across to be.
Okay. I mean, I
Like,
listen, I think you make some fair points. I do. And I'm not saying this is the greatest thumbnail in the world. I just don't think that I personally do not believe this classifies as harmful. I think that's where we have our, I think that's where we may
implying
have
that
our,
Aatrox got away with something really shitty is kind of harmful,
how?
because he didn't get away with it. You're implying like that if someone who clicks on the video or sees it, right,
Mm-hmm.
and then they don't know much about the situation, right? All they know is that Aatrox said he was going to make up for the things that he did, and they
Mm-hmm.
read that, they think, oh, Aatrox got away with it. He must not have done anything, and he's just streaming again.
Do you think that somebody that is not familiar with the situation and sees this video and doesn't even know who Atrioc is really takes that away from this thumbnail and title alone?
100%.
And you think that carries with them? You ask that person a week later about Atrioc and they know exactly, oh, he got away with something bad. Do you think that really happens?
I think if I am a normal person who has never heard of either of these two people, and I look at
Mm-hmm.
that video and I see that, and I don't do any more research, yeah, my takeaway is Aatrox did something really bad and got away with it.
Okay.
That's my takeaway.
Okay. So
You have to think as if you're the stupidest person in the world when you do these things. That's just how you
Okay.
have to do it.
But
And as the stupidest person in the world, I see H-Rock got away with something. Cutie should Cutie forgive him for getting away with something? No.
So when I make a video, I try to think of what I would watch. And you do not like the content that I watch. I watch Pyro Live. I watch Moist Critical. Well, maybe you like Moist Critical, but you probably do not like Pyro Live because his content is probably a bit more sloppish than mine at times, to be fair. And when I see him talking about Boogie 2988 or Atrioc, I kind of already have an idea of what happened, but I want to hear what Pyro has to say about the topic. Okay? And Pyro, I'm keeping using him as an example because he does post things like that are a bit misleading. So does H3 Podcast. H3 does that as well. And he gets shit for that too, to be fair. But I just, at the end of it, I fail to see how it's harmful. If you watch the video, I do go over a lot of the points, whether I do it well or not. That's subjective. I do go over the points that you feel like needed to go over. And my analytics would tell me, and they do tell me, that like most of the people who watched this video and found this video found it through Google browsing, through search results. So they already were looking for Atrioc. They already were looking for QT Cinderella. And then they watched this video. So, I mean, we're both in agreement that most people that watched this or would see this already kind of know what happened. And in my opinion, if I were to watch this video, I would just want to hear what I had to say about the subject. And then for that reason, I fail to see how it's harmful overall. I fail to see how this is a net negative just from the thumbnail and title.
Well, I think I already kind of presented why. I don't know how else to explain it to you, but
we can agree to disagree.
I gave you ample like descriptions of how to change it so it's not targeting the personal relationship aspect of this, and so it just targets the wrongdoing and if you think that he did good, which I think is the basis, the point of your video.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still telling me that like you don't see a problem with that. I gave you better options that would also work, that don't prey on the personal relationship that is already been established, is not wanted to be public.
No, and I'm not saying that. I'm not saying,
you could again argue over and over that if they didn't want it to be public, they shouldn't be on the internet. But that's just an excuse, and it's a poor excuse.
Well, I thought we kind of moved on from that, but yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a poor excuse overall, but I can see it's a crutch, right? It's a crutch, right? Me saying that is like, I can just cast off anything I ever say about anyone because, oh, well, they're on the internet, right? It's a bit of a crutch for me to say that. I can agree with that.
If this is the content you want to make, feel free. But I think I've made my opinion on it extremely clear that you're being predatory and misleading with things.
But okay, so well, if we can just focus on that one more time and just clarify to me, because maybe I don't understand. How is this predatory? It's a bit misleading. I'll give you that. I would say that we can argue
clickbait's predatory, except your clickbait is targeting a personal relationship. And people are hoping that you're talking about this personal relationship when that's not what you're doing.
Okay. I think
talking about what Atrioc has done since it happened, and if he's done enough to be accepted back into live streaming, right?
But no, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Just 1 second. I'm not caught up yet. You just made the statement just now of all clickbait is predatory.
Yeah, but once again, yours is capitalizing on a personal, private relationship that wanted to be kept private.
I mean, I showed you earlier examples. I mean, I could probably, let's be fair, we both know that I could find more examples from Hassan. We both know I could do that. And you say, well, he doesn't, and you're saying, well, he doesn't just do that.
I think Hassan's thumbnail of a public video uploaded by Colleen Ballinger.
Yes.
His thumbnail is him reacting to Colleen Ballinger's video.
Yes.
And commentating on Colleen Ballinger's video.
Yes.
How is that more predatory than you finding two clips out of context, taking screenshots of those people out of context, and then posting "got away with it"? It's completely different.
I mean, to be fair, and I think we'll move on. Well, no, okay. You like to use the word "out of context" a lot, and
Because you're taking things out of context.
Yes, I am 100%. Do you think anyone that sees this thumbnail thinks that Atrioc and QT Cinderella are floating through a, let's see this, a hypno intensive galaxy? Well, no, this is, it's clearly out of context. A fucking thumbnail on YouTube, dude. I'm sorry. I don't see your point. Well, explain to me why that's wrong to say that. Explain.
This is turning into an argument where I feel like you don't have anything else to provide.
I'm providing a lot, to be fair.
You're just trying to attack the simple things when you're not focusing on the bigger picture.
No, I mean, I even offered to watch the whole video with you.
You refuse to address the fact that you took a clip completely out of context.
Yeah, okay, we can get to that next. Do you want to move on to that?
I don't want to keep walking in circles with you. Like,
well, no, I'm asking you questions.
I've given you many things to fix the issue. And you said, yeah, I think that's a good idea. And then you said, nah, but I'm not going to do it.
No, you're saying that's predatory, and I'm asking you why. And then to be fair, I feel like you ramble a little bit. You kind of have to go to another subject, like the clip being out of context, because you can't provide any context to why this is predatory.
You don't see that thumbnail as predatory. You don't see that that is taking things out of context to try to bring people into your video.
So
and then you're
yes,
not
the point of the thumbnail is to bring people to my video. You'd be correct by saying that.
And how are you doing it? Are you taking two completely different clips out of context, taking screenshots of them, then putting those screenshots into the thumbnail to then hope that people see that video? Okay.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
To you?
Well, let's look up the definition of predatory if we really want to splice hairs like this. Because if what you're saying is true, then every thumbnail on YouTube is predatory, because every thumbnail on YouTube is an attempt to get someone to click the video.
Yeah, but again, you're capitalizing on a private relationship, and you're taking two clips, again, out of context, taking screenshots of them, splicing them together in hopes that people see them and interact with them.
Yes.
In a private relationship.
This isn't a private matter, though. This is a pretty public. Like, Hassan talked about it. Philly D talked about it. Philly D played her clip. H3H3 talked about it.
Already explained why Hassan's commentary on it is completely different than your commentary on it. And H3H3's commentary on it is the lowest of the low, scummiest of the scummy fucking commentary on it.
Yeah,
all he does is make fun of Cutie Cinderella. That's his whole point of it.
The chestnut thing was pretty bad, and I said that. Actually, if we go back to my original video, the name of the video is called Ethan Klein Just Made a Huge Mistake. Is this predatory? Me making Ethan look like a goddamn bug? And then talking about how he fucked up.
I think everything you do is bad. Like,
okay, that's fair. We've established that you hate all commentary content essentially.
No,
I majority.
Hate commentary content
the majority
that is trying to farm drama for views, specifically when it pertains to taking private matters into public matters when you have no basis to talk about them.
Okay, I mean, I don't know what to tell you about the public thing, the private thing. We've already kind of gone over that. You say that I'm talking in circles, but you keep bringing these things up when we're talking about a thumbnail. The private matter thing, this has been talked about. This has been in the mainstream news. Philly D talked about this. This has been mainstream now. This is news. I'm not going to say that I'm a news channel.
Philly D's content is good, and I keep saying no. I don't watch Philly D. I don't think his content is good.
But that's subjective. You can't just be like, well, I think all this content is bad, and I'm a content manager for Hassan Piker, so that means that all your content is bad. It shouldn't exist, and I shouldn't have to explain myself.
I'm trying.
And you say that you explain yourself, but you don't, because I asked you a question. Explain it to me then.
Again, then. And then I'll respond with the same thing, and it'll be like, well, you're just not answering
No,
my
because
question.
I say, okay, let's focus on this one thing. No, I'm not, buddy.
Viewers who are jerking off to your commentary, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're so right," and you're not. You're just walking yourself in circles, and you keep trying
stop.
To make,
please stop. Please, for the sake of this conversation, stop looking at my chat.
I'm not looking at your chat.
Okay, then that's good.
I've not had your stream open the entire time.
That's good, because I'm not looking at it either. But I'm asking you.
It's so obvious.
Tell me what I'm leaving out here about what you're saying. You're telling me your thumbnail is bad. It's predatory, and I'm saying, yes. Okay. I initially started off by saying, what would you change about it? Okay, and you gave me some reasons, but I had to drag it out of you because your first response was, well, the whole channel is bad. You should just delete all your videos. Well, no, you didn't say that. I'm exaggerating. You said you should delete this video. And I kind of tried to drag you into, okay, let's pretend the video is not terrible.
I've said out of again, you're just taking things that I've said. I said at the end of the day, I would delete this entire video. And then I also said, if I were you, I would change my entire content strategy because I don't think this is a successful content strategy on YouTube.
Okay, that's fair.
Those are the two things I said.
Okay, that's fair. That's okay.
And I explained what I would change about your thumbnail and your title to to make it less capitalizing on a personal private relationship.
100%. Yeah, you did do
And
that.
you said, okay, that makes sense. That's fair. And then you said, well, why is this predatory? And then I explained why it was predatory.
Can you explain it again?
I then gave you the...
Because you say that you explain.
Because you're trying to capitalize on a private relationship.
Okay, then I will, and then we'll do the circle again. We'll do the circle again, where I say then all thumbnails on the entire website are predatory. And then you say what?
Yeah, let me finish.
Finish, because we've said this already.
You're trying to capitalize on a private relationship between two people.
Yes.
Right? And you're taking two images of people out of context and then putting a statement that is inherently false on your thumbnail thing.
That's objective, but yes.
Now it is just
it is. You have to admit that's subjective, that you think that's
that is a false
okay.
statement.
I lied here. This is a straight up lie. He got away with nothing. I'm sorry.
Right,
okay.
And now here's where the issue is, right?
Yes.
You're saying all people do that on YouTube, right?
Yes.
The issue lies in the fact that you are tampering with two people's private lives when you're making these statements, right?
How?
Right? And I'm
like genuinely how? I just talked about what Atrioc said. Like you said, I didn't even add it. Like you said, I didn't even add anything to the conversation. I only reiterated what Atrioc said. So how am I tampering with fucking anything? What you're laughing, but because you're laughing, but you have nothing to say.
Your thumbnail is saying he got away with it.
Okay, so now we're back over here because we're going in circles. Got away with it. Yeah, that's a lie. That's a lie. I lied in that thumbnail.
I'm trying to explain to you why your thumbnail is tampering with their relationship, and you keep saying you're just walking in circles. It's because every time I say it, you're just saying you're wrong. Like
no, we keep going back. We take a couple.
You're being a goober.
I'm not.
That's what you're doing. You're being a goober, and you're mad about it, and you're sad that unfortunately I have given you options to fix the wrongdoings and still have a successful channel, and you're just getting mad because I've told you multiple things and you're just refusing to believe them because my point is pretty flat and blatant and simple, and
it's not though. You literally don't have a point. Your point is your content is bad and predatory, and I say why, and you go, well, the clickbait, well, the thumbnail, well, he didn't. That
into public. You're trying to make a private matter public.
I didn't make this public.
Why you don't have to?
I didn't make this public. I didn't make this public. I'm 2 weeks late, like you said. It was already covered. What do you mean? What? You go, oh, and laugh. You have no response, dude.
Because I already stated both of
you've already stated
did not want these videos, did not want this private matter brought into the public.
Well, so then use your connections with Hassan Piker and fucking Austin Show and get Philly D to take down his video. Like you said, I added.
So it's okay for me to do it.
I added nothing to the Atrioc.
You're saying that I condone it, and now you're using the people that I work for against me when I already said it doesn't matter who I work for or what I did. You're the one who brought into the statement, "Oh, I'm being parasocial."
But you're in the same fucking sentence. You're in the same conversation. You're saying that you added nothing to the conversation. You only copied exactly what Atrioc said. But then you're also saying this is a public matter, and you should not have brought this public matter to light. So which one is it, man?
It's a private matter.
Which one is it then?
Private matter.
Yes, private matter.
Individually don't want people talking.
Yes, private matter, and I only covered what Atrioc said. So which one is it? One or two?
Okay, so ready. Now here we go. This is
yes, one or two.
All in circle, okay?
One or two, yeah.
All back in circle.
Let's go, dude. Yeah.
Doing your thing because you're taking
no, which one is it, dude? You can't say both. You're wrong one way or the other. So
it is both. You provide nothing in the video, but you open the video with a thumbnail and a title that is prying into a private relationship. Are you not doing that? Tell me right now, you are not trying to bring up the private matter with your thumbnail and your title, but then you admit to the fact that you do not talk about either of the matters in the video.
No, the relationship between QT, Cinderella, and Atrioc is not private.
Oh, man.
What do you want me to say?
That's all I needed to hear.
What do you want me to say?
You're just confirming
what did you expect me to say?
What I think.
I don't. What did you want me to say?
I think it's very obvious the issue with your content, and I think you've already admitted to the fact that you could have done some things better, and you're refusing.
Yeah,
to
always.
Do so, and you're refusing to. Now you're refusing to admit that fact.
No, you keep saying that my content shouldn't exist, which is fair. You can think that. But then I'm like, okay, let's talk about that a little bit. And you just keep kind of falling back on the same thing. You go out a little bit, but then you reel it right back in. Well, yes, it's a conversation. We're continuing to progress here.
Talk about the thumbnail? Here's the thumbnail thoughts. I'm not going to reiterate anything else that I'm fucking saying. I'm going to say this last one more time.
Shoot.
Because I think you're crazy if you keep saying your thumbnail and your title, they're predatory and they're taking a private matter out of context and you're trying to use it to get people to watch a video where you don't talk about that private matter. Yes or no?
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
Well, except for the fact that they don't want
Thanks
to talk
for
about a
proving-
private matter. I mean, I
Great,
have to think
awesome.
about that a little
Now,
bit.
Did I or did I not give you an example of a title and a thumbnail that could work, that would capture what you are talking about in the video well, and also still bring views into it?
Yes, you did tell me how you, as a
Perfect. All
content
right, next thing.
manager, would do that.
Did you or did you not? Did you or did you not take a clip of Cutie Cinderella out of context and put it in your video to hopefully spike the views?
I
Yes
wouldn't
or
say-
no?
Well,
Yes or no? Tell me that that clip is not out of context.
the clip is out of context. The
Perfect.
clip is out of
Could you or
context.
could you not remove that clip from the video through YouTube Studio?
I could. We can talk about that, but we're talking about the
Perfect.
thumbnail.
Okay. No,
We'll get into that
no,
next.
I'm done talking to you. I'm done talking to you after this. Okay. So you just admitted to the three things that I've been talking about this whole time. Okay.
Yes, we've
Your
gone over that
content
several
is
times.
bland, it's boring and it will not be successful in my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion.
That's fair.
I think there are other strategies you can take on YouTube that will do better for you in the long run. But you
Yes.
refuse to do them because they require a little bit more effort than sitting at your computer, watching one YouTube video, and then saying your opinion on it.
You can
That is
say
my
that.
second point. My
That's
third
fair.
point is you just said everything that I have been saying is true.
Yes. Everything that you said is true. And your complaints, as you went through them, we've already gone through these. Okay. It's
So what more
predatory.
do I need to tell
It's
you?
predatory, out of context. The thumbnail is predatory because I'm trying to get people to click my video. Yeah. So then my response, again, we've gone through this before, was if that is what you feel, then every single thumbnail on YouTube is predatory. And that's
And
where we
my
keep
point-
going back.
And then my point was the difference is lying about like, oh, the results in this game were like saying that you went like 30-0 in a CS match, right? And then you not actually doing that, right? Is not the same as trying to capitalize off of a relationship that was expressed they wanted to be private. And that affects those two human beings. It does. At the end of the day, it affects those two human beings. And it does not affect someone when you lie about your stats in a video game or something.
But then
And
my
there is a
okay.
difference between a clickbait thumbnail like that, where you're lying about your stats in a video game, and lying about someone's private relationship that you do not have any information on yourself outside of the small snippet you saw on the internet.
But then my
That
argument.
is what I am trying to argue to you, and you keep saying
No,
you just bring it back.
you do, because this is where I go next with it to try to continue the conversation. Oh God, what'd you even say, man? I'm starting to lose track of all this shit. You
I
say
know,
that.
you're very confused.
You say
it's funny.
you
like-
you say that. I know I'm on track again. You say that, what you just said, and then I respond with, okay, but another complaint you had was the fact that I added nothing to the conversation. I only said what
Yes.
Atrioc said.
Okay, and then this is where I came back in and said, I did not say anything about the contents of your video. I was talking about you are trying to use these two people's faces and take their personal relationship out of context to get people to click on your video. I never.
Yes, and now we're
ever-
back at the
and then you
thumbnail where that's
admitted-
all
and then you
thumbnail.
admitted-
Okay.
And then you admitted yes. And then what I said was the problem with what you were doing, and you're saying, yeah, I didn't add anything, but how am I also causing harm to them? Your thumbnail and title cause harm to them. They inherently do. Not the title, not as much, but the thumbnail does, right?
Okay, you
You are taking them out of context, and you agreed to that. So then when you say, how am I causing harm to them, but also not adding anything to it in my video? And I feel like you already agreed and said you weren't like adding anything. Like,
okay. So we'll be done with this because we're both starting to get angry at each other, and that's not healthy for either of us. That's just not good for anything.
I think I'm angry with your decision. I don't know you as a person, so I can't be mad at you.
That's okay. So we
I'm laughing too. I don't think I'm that mad at all. I'm just having a
okay. That's
conversation.
good. That's good because I actually would. I'm gonna actively attempt here to make this a lot more lighthearted because we're both not like we're clearly going to start struggling to express opinions if we're getting upset. So okay, we're gonna have to just agree to disagree on this. I do hear what
I know. I wholeheartedly
yeah,
think you're going to disagree with me.
the
I
thumbnail.
looked at your
But
content. Again, I
to
looked
be
at your
fair,
content.
I'm giving you some leeway here though. I 100% can see your points here. I don't think you're coming from Like, I don't think you're just trolling me. I don't think you're just coming from a point of like malicious intent to just, yeah. No, you're not like
just seeing someone being a shitty person and making shitty content, and they're just saying it out loud. Like,
yeah, no, and you're entitled to think that way. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So we're in a bit of a disagreement here with the thumbnail. Got away with it. That is misleading. He didn't, that implies you compared that to Mizkif and what he did with covering up his things. And yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that.
Do you want to hear how I would have added to this?
Sure.
If it was titled my way, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it was titled the way I said it should be. Should Aatrox be allowed on the internet again? And if it had the thumbnail that I thought it should have, right? I would have, again, recounted what has happened. I would have said Aatrox is making steps to do so, and then I said, and let's be honest, people have done shittier things on the internet and still had a career.
Yeah.
Right. And then I would go to maybe Zero, the Smash person who was a pedophile, right? He still makes content and still gets views. Or I would have brought up Mizkif, or I would have brought up other people who have caused issues. And then I would have brought up why their situations are way worse than what Aatrox did. But I still would not have discredited the amount of trauma that Aatrox has caused to his friends. Because at the end of the day, what Aatrox really did wrong was he brought light to all these deepfakes and brought all of the women who already were dealing with it to light, and they didn't want to be in that light anymore. And Aatrox taking the steps to try to fix that is good, but at the end of the day, he still caused a great harm, and it's not up to anybody to forgive Aatrox outside of the women who were already caused a lot of trauma. You did not say all of that. You lightly touched on all of it, but you didn't explain that, and that's what the difference is.
What do you think about my AI descriptions? Do you think those do anything for me?
I think your AI description is stupid.
And that's kind of why I do it, though, because I think it's funny that an AI spit this out. Like, you'll have to admit that my hashtags and shit, like, I think I'm trying to make this a bit of a joke.
Are you not trying to just change things up after I just explained something to you?
No, I'm going to go back into it. I'm just trying to make sure we're both not angry first.
I'm not angry.
No, I believe upset. We're both getting a little upset, I think it's fair. So I clicked on my video now. So here's where I'm going to end the thumbnail. I think that we're both agreeing. It's a bit misleading. I think we're disagreeing on the severity of the impact of that. And I wanted to go into my comments to show, a lot of these people really, I got like one guy in here that I think is like really hating.
Trust any of these comments. I'm going to be honest.
What do you mean by that?
I don't trust any of these comments, and I don't care to look at any of your comments, unfortunately.
What do you mean by that?
I don't trust any of your viewers. I don't know what your statement's about to be, but if your statement's about to be like, well, I think the reception from the video is really good based off of my comments, I don't trust your comments, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, all I really wanted to say is I wasn't coming from a place where I was intentionally trying to cause harm, and I will still kind of sit here and disagree with you that I caused harm. I do not believe I caused harm, and we've been arguing about that for a really long time now.
I don't think you caused harm because you have under 1,000 views.
That's fair too to say, right? Maybe if I was a little bit bigger, I would have to kind of really.
A lot bigger. I think a lot more people have a problem with what your video is doing.
Okay, but
I just think nobody's seen it.
This is my perspective. This is my perspective on it. This is where I'm coming from. I do not have every single comment telling me this is a terrible fucking video objectively. Like this is so harmful. This is so bad. I just have you. To be fair, I just have you. And you with your credentials, you may mean more. You may mean. Sorry, I'm sorry. You can go.
I feel like your pinned comment currently is saying you caused harm.
Okay, yeah, I did pin this comment because when this got posted, I immediately agreed with this person. Hey, man. I think the clip you show.
When was that posted? How long after the video was posted was that comment posted?
The video's been up for. Let me think. I don't feel like looking it up right now. Oh yeah, I have a bunch of my stats over here with this fucking thing I have. Goddamn. Last 60 subscribers. I don't know. Very shortly after, and that's not me being disingenuous.
Shortly after the video went live, you got that comment?
So let's say I went to bed, woke up, and that comment was there when I woke up.
And so you didn't think, after seeing that comment, you should remove it, or you should just re-upload the video without it in it, or a different clip?
No, because
okay.
we
views are more important than the misinformation?
Well, no, because we're okay. So first of all, okay. So I wanted to go back to this when it was brought up earlier. When
Can I
I
ask a question?
Hey, what's up?
Do you want to be successful on YouTube because you're passionate about the YouTube videos you make,
Hmm.
or do you want to be successful on YouTube because you want viewership and you want to be famous?
I mean,
It's a deep question.
um, I have to think about it so that looks bad, right? But the thing is, like with a lot of hobbies, there has to be a financial aspect to it for it to, for you can. I have lots of hobbies, and money is always a problem. So like obviously, yeah, my content could get better if I had more time and money to spend on my content. So the answer would be both, but I think more so making good
Because
content.
because in my opinion, you released a video with misleading information. You admitted to releasing a video with misleading information.
The thumbnail is
And
misleading. I admitted to the
no.
thumbnail being
You
misleading.
put a clip in that was out of context. You
Okay,
admitted to putting a clip in that was out of context.
so but
And rather than removing the clip either through YouTube Studio or just re-uploading the video real quick, you decided to keep it up because the views on it were more important to you.
you're
Yes or no?
Yes, I believe the views that were more important, and that's because I think
Okay.
we're disagreeing on the severity of that clip. And we can talk about that more, and that's why I'm trying to kind of mellow out a
Yeah.
little bit so we can have like a good back and forth where we don't start like I don't start yelling, maybe it's just me. Um
I think I think that kind of decides at least my thoughts on if you care more about producing good content that you're proud of and
mhm.
producing content that'll get you views. I think that answers the question for
um
me personally.
okay, that's fair, but let's if you just indulge me because I had some stuff I wanted to say here, quite frankly.
Okay.
Um so this first comment, I was like, okay, so here's the deal. I wanted to make this point. We both have already addressed that most people that will watch this video already have an understanding of what happened.
Okay.
And me, from my perspective, okay, and I could be wrong. And to be fair, I've thought about this and I've thought, okay, in the future, just to avoid this type of issue, I should clarify a little bit more on clips I use, maybe think about it a little bit more. I'm going to in the future. Um, but this particular instance of this clip happening, I added that as a bit of a meme. And originally I was even going to add the H3H3 part of the clip just to make a joke about Ethan. It was more to me as I was editing the video. It was more of an Easter egg than me attempting to take QT out of context, suggesting that she was going to sue Atrioc. That is not at all. I mean, you have to take my
So that wasn't the
opinion.
intention.
That was not
Okay.
the intention.
When
That
it
was
was
not.
left in, it was called out.
Yes, it was
And
called out.
you admitted to it being a problem. You also had a comment following it that says, "Honestly, the clip should have been removed. Very misleading." And your next action is, "I'm just going to leave it in."
Yes, because and this is
That
why.
looks bad to me.
Well, okay, but like, listen. Okay, I do not think I do not personally think that. First of all, I do not have a very, very large reach. Okay, and that shouldn't. I think that should be part of it, and also not be part of it, right?
Shouldn't be
Because
part of it at all.
okay,
Videos blow up daily.
let me won't talk about it. My thing is, I think most people watching this already knew what happened, and that's from my own perspective. Because like if I watch a Pyro Live video, and I know I keep bringing him up, but I do watch him just because he uploads every day, and I have a lot of downtime at work. I already know kind of what's going on, and I'm just watching to hear Pyro's take. And I kind of went into this video with that mindset, which that might be wrong. That might be something I
So,
want to reconsider in the future.
what was the goal of the video?
The goal of the video was just for me to talk about the Atrioc drama and use it as an excuse to give my opinion over the deepfake situation and the overall drama between Atrioc and QT Cinderella. That was the goal of the video.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the part that I've already expressed a problem with is you could have talked about this without delving into Cutie and Atrioc's private relationship.
I mean, to be fair, that was only this part of the video. Like it wasn't even 5% of the video.
But again, the
It
title
was
and
literally
thumbnail
just
makes it seem like the entire video is about that.
okay,
And
yeah,
that's
but
what's
then
misleading.
but
and
then
that's
you
the
but then
issue
you click
because
on the
you're-
video.
Yeah, but you and then we're going in circles again because you're still not understanding. I've given you a
But I thought we moved
decent
on from the
example
thumbnail.
of how to, because what I'm trying to say
Because we're talking about
is
the clip now and you're going back to the
is
thumbnail.
my
Can we stay on the
inherent
clip?
issue. Do you want me to finish or?
But you're just gonna say something again, but just feel free to.
Well, first of all, you made a comment about, um, you wanting to give your opinion. No, whatever. I'm gonna skip past that because it's already long gone. Either way,
It's
the
okay.
reason why I'm going back to the thumbnail and the title is because, again, I have expressed my issue is you delve into the private lives of these two people that have already expressed they'd prefer people don't talk about that specific thing, and you're talking about it still, which is kind of scummy. Okay,
I thought your
then
issue with
and
the
then you
okay.
are telling me, right? You're telling
Hmm.
me, but it's only this part of the video. And then I'm saying that part shouldn't have been in it. You could still address the issue without bringing in the private relationship part. And then I'm saying the issue with you only having a minute of it being that private relationship is really frustrating because that shouldn't be in the video already, but also your title and your thumbnail are implying that the whole video is about that.
But
And
okay.
it didn't need to be about that without, well, the video could still have been good.
I'm not going to acknowledge the thumbnail thing because we keep going back to that, and that's not.
Because you refuse to acknowledge that it's a problem, even though you've already acknowledged it's a
No,
problem.
we've already went over that. We disagree on the severity of the misleading context of the thumbnail. We disagree on that. We're not going to agree on that, man. I hear your
You don't
points.
see internet personalities as people. That's what the issue is. You don't. You see them as views. That's what.
I mean, that's just something you're saying.
That's how you're expressing
how
it.
how am
They've
I
expressed
supposed
that
to
they don't want people to talk about it privately, and but you're doing it.
see? We're going way back here because this is the part where I say, but you're telling me I only repeated what Atrioc said, and then you get mad at me because I'm making us go back, and that's we don't go on from
I'm not mad at you
there.
for making you go back.
Okay.
Because you say that, and then I say yes. The contents of your video, for the majority of it, you don't talk about it, but you're using the thumbnail and the title to express that that is what you're talking about in the video.
Okay.
Right? And then you say, well, you're talking about the thumbnail again. And then I'm saying yes, because you're asking at what point did you bring up the private situation that they don't want people to talk about? And I'm answering because you're not understanding that.
But you do understand that this isn't like a whole bunch of people. Like, this is just you saying that. Like, if I had the majority of the comments were like, dude, this is really fucking bad.
I'm the only person to comment on it because I'm the only person that cared to click on it and be like, yeah, this is a problem.
I mean, I don't know.
Think I'm the only person. I also think I'm the only person who saw it because I think in that thread, there's a couple people who kind of clown on you that are in agreement with me.
Can you find an example?
In the thread?
Right.
That we had.
Oh, this thing that's so long. I don't expect you to do that. No.
In the thread, there's
yeah.
3 other people who comment in it that are not in agreement with you. I can tell you.
Yeah, and there's 3 likes on your
there's
comment.
Also 3 likes on every single one of yours, right?
Like, consistently?
Oh, there's 5. There's 5.
Yeah, pretty consistently 5.
Yep, and then it's.
Oh, there's 4. I did like some of my own comments. You can see. So like, realistically, take one off because I liked a lot of my own.
You're liking and you're.
I always do that. I did dislike your comments, but that doesn't do anything. We can both agree on that. Yeah, you got me upset. We already went through that.
I don't think the likes matter. Like, yeah, you consistently had a bunch of people liking yours, and I'm not liking the comments.
I mean, not a bunch, to be fair. Like, here, like, let's take my like off too. Okay, like it's not like everybody was raging for me in the comments, but the same could be said for you. And for that, like, we're just both disagreeing on something. I mean. And even the things you brought up, like, I think we're just disagreeing on the impact, the severity of it. And
because you're using the excuse that you're not big enough yet, and
I did use that, but we can take that off the table.
And I'm trying to clarify that when you upload things and when you post things online, your thought needs to be, what would the stupidest person on the internet take away from this?
I mean,
that is my thoughts every time I do anything on the internet. What is the stupidest person on the internet going to think?
Okay.
And I think the stupidest person on the internet sees that title and that thumbnail, and they don't click on the video because they're uninterested in something. They think poorly of either person or both people.
Okay, and you know what? I think okay. Again, I see what you're saying. I think we both kind of. And again, like, your credentials are much greater than mine for the online stuff. Okay, I'm sorry if you don't.
You're just doing that because you're trying to farm a YouTube video out of me. Because at the end of the day, what you're going to probably try and do is you're going to try to re-upload most of this conversation, make me look bad, and you're going to say, I've totally owned Austin Show's manager.
No, I can promise you I don't edit any of my live streams. This is going to go up exactly as it was, unless you don't want it to go up.
I I don't care. At the end of the day,
Okay.
I'm having a conversation with someone who I do not think is going to ever understand what I'm trying to say. I'm just having fun because I was
Okay.
bored tonight.
Yeah, same kind of
That's what
here.
that's what I'm doing.
But okay, so the final thoughts here, just I and again, like it's not like I disagree with every single thing you're saying. We disagree on the severity of it, and you know, from my point of view, I do not see, and again, like I'm small, so I don't have a ton of feedback in my comments. But the feedback that I'm getting is not, this is really bad, dude, you should fix this. This is, dude, you really misrepresented, which we've agreed that I misrepresented some things intentionally, unintentionally. We disagree on the severity of it. And that is why, I don't want to tamper with the video. I don't want to clip it because then the audio gets unsynced. And you know that if you do videos, the audio gets all fucked up sometimes, and I don't want to deal with that. And then I also don't want to re-upload the video.
I have deleted videos
Yeah.
that had misleading information. I have
Mhm.
re-uploaded videos that have misleading information.
But
only for them to get a fraction, like a % of the views they had gotten before
yeah.
because of the re-upload. Because I have the integrity to understand when I've done something wrong or I've uploaded misleading information, and I care to fix that information.
So okay, so with the clip, I totally will agree and have agreed that I can understand this makes it look like Atrioc. I was putting this as a thumbnail because this was the clipped moment of QT, right? This was like her moment on the internet. People were clipping it, like H3 reacted to it. And I added this like, oh, people that are watching this are going to kind of know the story already. This is going to be like an Easter egg. That was my intention. Genuinely, you can believe me or not believe me. Watching it back after being informed by you and Paste Away and the other person, totally can see like, yeah, holy shit, that makes it look like she was going to sue Atrioc. And I genuinely, I think a lot of people that watch the video already have a basic idea of what's going on and they get the intended thing. I don't really understand why it's a big deal if QT, hold on, let me think this one through because I might want to, I'm going to say what I was going to say, but also I might elaborate towards you. I don't see how it really matters if you think she's going to sue the wrong person. But then that goes into the personal relationship between Atrioc and QT Cinderella that, you've brought up as a valid concern. And then if you don't know them well enough to know the personal relationship, I again fail to see how that overall negatively affects things. So, and overall, like, it's a super small part of my video. It's subjective how it could be perceived, although I can completely understand how it could be perceived the way that you're saying you perceived it. And I just don't think that warrants me taking the whole video down and re-uploading it, because I don't think it's that big of a deal. And that's really where I'm coming from. That's me, that's sincere.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
That's the issue I'm having.
Yeah.
Is that let's say you do blow up.
Okay.
And someone does bring up this video because they have a problem with it. What do you do? What do you do if this happens or another video you uploaded becomes an issue if after you blow up and people are like, hey, why did you make this? This is really distasteful of you. Do you delete the video after you've blown up? Be honest. Be honest.
I don't think I would.
You wouldn't. And then what's your response when a bunch of people say this is distasteful? Why aren't you deleting this video?
I mean, honestly, I thought that having you on, and even though we argued a bit, I thought this was a good way. This is literally my next upload after this video. Like,
what?
This I've not posted anything other than this live stream. So with your permission, this is gonna get. I'm not gonna clip it. It's gonna be like.
I'm saying that.
So it's not like I'm not addressing it. I'm like being pretty open. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then people see this live stream and then they say,
yeah.
Those are kind of crazy that you don't care about the personal relationship people have. Whatever people say.
Honestly, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Okay, here's the deal. My perception right now, my feedback is, and this isn't to discredit what you're saying, is I do think you have a lot of validity in what you were saying. I'm not discrediting anything you're saying to the point where I'm like, you have no point. Although I have said that in the comments, but we're past that now, I think. If I was getting overwhelmingly negative feedback for this video and everyone commenting, the majority, let's just say the majority, because not you're gonna have the 30% rule, right? It's America. You're gonna have the 30% rule. Um, the majority of people were like pointing out the same things that you were, and they weren't hearing my points. At that point, then yeah, I would have to take down the video. But that's not where I'm at right now. I just have you and like one other guy. To be fair to me, that's where I'm at when I'm sitting in my room
Oh,
talking
yeah,
to you right
that's
now. That's
totally
what I'm seeing.
that's totally fine.
Yes.
I'm just saying, if there is a time where people are like, "Hey, you're wrong," you wouldn't stand by the words that you're saying right now. You would delete the video.
So at a certain point, whether I understand it or not, I would have to admit I was wrong, right? If the chances of me alone being right against an overwhelming amount of people that all are saying I'm wrong, whether I'm able to understand why I am wrong or not, at that point, I'm clearly forced to say, wow, dude, I can't see it, but I fucked up here somewhere. And yeah, at that point, yes, I would have to delete the video. I'd have to do something. 100%. 100% at that point.
So you wouldn't stand by this video if it was given criticism.
I would have to deeply look back into what made me believe in the first place that it wasn't that big of a deal. And hopefully, if it is bad as you say it is, to not say that you're wrong, but I am saying I disagree with you, I would honestly want to have another conversation with you possibly, or someone like you, and be like, okay, dude, everyone agrees with you, man. I still don't get it, man.
I think, again, your focus on this topic was
Mm-hmm.
wrong. Your focus on the topic was wrong.
Okay.
At the end of the day, the focus on the topic, at least the way you presented it, should have been on has H-Rock done enough, right? And in that case, you should not have even needed to mention Cutie. Now, even the thought of you trying to bring the H3H thing into it makes no sense.
I'm just using it as an example. I didn't put it in the video or nothing.
But from my point of view, what you've told me is that you thought this video should have been a commentary on if H-Rock has done enough, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Now here's where you just take the personal relationship out of it, and you just say, has H-Rock done enough to come back to streaming? Boom. Cutie Cinderella's not even involved anymore, right? You don't even address the Cutie Cinderella thing. You just say H-Rock did this, had a bunch of deep fakes of other female streamers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got put in bad rap for it, right? And has left the internet for 6 months. And now he's back after doing a lot of work. You go over what he did, and you bring up, multiple points, like have other people done bad things on the internet? How did they fare? And then you bring up your other things where has H-Rock done a lot more than those people? Yes. So on and so forth. Then you're adding a decent amount of commentary to the video. You're not bringing up the personal relationship, right? You still can do your clickbaity thing because you can take the serious thumbnail of H-Rock looking at the camera and saying, did he do enough on the thumbnail title? And then even the title can say, did H-Rock do enough? Boom. You get all that without bringing in the personal lives of other people and still focusing on the H-Rock stuff.
I mean, okay,
you
but like,
done that.
I really
but
didn't.
Instead, you're saying no. I had to do the Cutie
Okay,
Cinderella thing.
so listen. When I'm talking about what Atrioc did, it actually is important to bring up the relationships because that's part of what made it so fucking bad. It wasn't just streamers that he didn't know and he was, jerking it to some girl he watched on Twitch. It was his friends, which is a whole other layer.
Jerking it to his friends. We all know that.
You're right, but
he wasn't bringing it to him. And
you're
also,
right.
And also, you focused so inherently on one person, it doesn't matter who it was. The fact that he was looking at deep fake porn of women who did not consent is the issue, right?
Yes.
That is the issue. You're so focused on the fact that it's his personal friends, and that's the thing that they need to solve. But the real big picture is that Atrioc was looking at deep fake porn of women who did not consent. That is where your focus should be. And instead you're focusing on a personal relationship because you're hoping that people are like, oh my God, Cutie Cinderella and Atrioc are beefing again. I'm going to click on this video. That is what you're hoping.
Okay, so that is definitely what the thumbnail says, but I mean, I think you already said that you just know, like that's what the thumbnail says, but everything you just said is literally what's in the video. You said you skimmed the video, didn't really watch it. Like, and that's fair. I don't think you brought up
other people who have done wrong on the internet.
No, I
And
didn't
don't
do
think
that.
You described how H-Rock has made amends very well in comparison to other people. I don't think
I
you did either of those things. I also don't think you focused primarily on the fact that it doesn't matter who it was. The fact that women and some men probably did not consent to having their images plastered on porn on the internet, and it's a problem. You focused on specific people. And you don't need to focus on specific people to still make a good video about the commentary of it.
And
that is what I'm trying to tell you.
And that's where I'm getting confused, because that's genuinely me talking about the personal relationship was not even a quarter of of the video, and the majority of it was just deep fakes in general. How deep fakes are wrong.
Is the video marketed like it's looking at a personal relationship?
No, but we already went over that. We already were past the thumbnail.
What do you mean the video's not marketed like they're looking at a personal relationship?
Because QT Cinderella and this guy are big names, so they're gonna click my video because that's what I want to happen with my thumbnail, because that's the point of a thumbnail. But we already went over that.
They're not gonna click on your video. You want to know why?
Why?
Because your video is painting them both in a bad light. Why would they show their audience?
I barely talked about them, dude. You have a lot of misconceptions about my video, and I'm not saying my video is good, but you're kind of saying things that if you watch the video, you would have to admit it's not really the case. Well, what do you mean? We'll watch the video right now, and you keep saying, no, let's not do that.
The statement is, did you or did you not market the video through your thumbnail and your title in a way that focuses on Cutie Cinderella and H-Rock's personal relationship?
Yes, because when this happened, that was the biggest story of the QT's reaction to H-Rock was the biggest part of the story. You did not get a reaction like that of Maya, Higo, Pokimane, or any other streamer. It was QT. And that's why I chose to do that.
You're trying to capitalize on. Okay, you're just admitting everything now. Like you're just.
Yes, I'm admitting that I'm trying to get people to click my video through the thumbnail. I'm 100% guilty of that.
It's unfortunate. That's all. Because you could, even though I disagree with the content, I feel like you could have done it in a way that is not harmful to people. And you're still saying, I would rather be harmful to these people to get more people to click on my video. Right? And the refusal to remove the clip is also I would rather be more harmful to these people's images than remove the video. Right? Or than to fix the video. Right?
So it's really hard to take critiques on my video when the critiques you're giving me clearly tell me you didn't watch it.
You're telling me that you did not take a clip of Cutie out of context?
Yes, but that's one tiny part of my video. You watched that one part.
That
that tells me that you literally watched a quarter of my video and then you wrote a comment. Not even a quarter.
It's untrue. I watched most of the video.
But then why are you having so many misconceptions about what I said in the video? Because we could watch it right now and you would see that what you're saying is wrong.
I think you have a pretty decent idea of what you did.
So you didn't watch it. You have an idea of what I said.
You watched the video.
Yes.
You brought the Cutie clip into it.
Yes.
You addressed that other streamers that were H-Rock's friends.
Yes.
Such as Maya and Amaranth or whatever.
Yes, right? just to set the context of the other layer of why this is bad.
You also said H-Rock knows a bunch of people, blah, 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 right at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And then you talked about what H-Rock's been doing to fix it. You did dive into the deepfake portion. And
for the majority of the video. For like 3/4 of the video. Yes.
Right, okay. But what did your video open with?
It opened with
misleading comments that got personal.
H-Rock is back. H-Rock is a Twitch streamer. He is
not this setup, but you know, the first quarter of your video.
I'm watching it right now.
Misleading stuff in it. I know.
We're talking Ludwig.
Oh, Pokimane name drop. Oh, Ludwig name drop.
That he actually was like a business partner in the brand. I'm sure it was off-brand. The point is, this man is plugged in. Okay? That was the point I was trying to make. He was plugged in. That was a good way to make the point.
Again, you're not doing anything harmful to these people right now.
No.
The harmful thing you did, use a clip of Cutie out of context. You agree to that. You keep saying, what is wrong with my video? What is wrong with my video? I am telling you what is wrong with the video. And
yeah, but I failed to see...
That's the only thing you're giving me.
I failed
to tell you,
yes.
Those are the 3 things that are wrong with your video. And then I'm explaining that the rest of the content in your video is not interesting or entertaining because you're not providing anything new. And then I gave you multiple things that you could have provided that you admit
I don't want to put
you did not say in your video. That
could have added more
commentary to it. That would have been a little bit more interesting and would have been a little bit more personalized to you. And I even explained that you could remove the Cutie clip and remove all the mentions of Cutie and any of the other women and it's still being a video that makes
But
sense. Because if you had
listen,
just focused more so at the beginning on the fact that Atrek looking at deepfakes of women caused a lot of stir up on the entirety of the internet, because a lot
yes.
of women who do not consent to having their images used in porn on the internet were very mad about it. Without name dropping, you still could have gotten the point across that it's really fucked up to look
Yeah,
at porn of women who do not consent,
yeah, but
right?
I'm trying to say how he's okay. So there's two layers to why what he did was so weird. Okay, this wasn't just some random Twitch streamer getting caught doing this. It was somebody who knew these people personally. That was another layer to the story that made it like crazy. That was the part that, made it wild. And that is why I name dropped all these people. It's also why I name dropped QT. And then, yes, for like, 7 seconds, I dropped a clip that can be taken out of context. And I agree to that. I fail how that it means you should just throw the whole video out. I don't understand that. I can't agree with
I
that.
think the video should be thrown out because I think it's bad content. But I explained to you, you don't need to throw the whole video out. You can just
Okay.
remove that clip of Cutie out of context, and the video could still be uploaded in theory.
Okay.
I still don't agree with you name dropping, with you getting into the personal of the relationship with the thumbnail and the title,
But
right? But we're not talking about the thumbnail and title, right? Because that's going in circles. So we're gonna move on from
yes.
that.
Yes.
You could have removed that clip of Cutie, right? And it still would have been misleading to me because the title and the thumbnail, because the contents of the video do not represent what the thumbnail and the title are talking about. And yes, you could say, well, I'm just clickbaiting to get people to click on my video. And I'm like, you could still clickbait your video and make a interesting, engaging title that does not, promote this deep dive into a personal relationship that you don't do, right?
I don't really think I deep dived into their personal relationship. I
Which is why I
said
said that
that,
you didn't do. You didn't deep
but
dive
you
into
don't
their
want,
personal
but you
relationship.
don't
But
want me
your
to do
thumbnail
that.
and your title is implying that you're doing that.
You just got done saying a little bit ago that I shouldn't be talking about their personal relationship at all. Now you're saying I should have.
Exactly. Which
Now
is
you're
why
saying
your
I should have
thumbnail
went
and
more
your
into it.
title shouldn't. I am actually saying you shouldn't have. I am saying your YouTube video doesn't deep dive into it,
Yes.
but you're using your thumbnail and your title to imply that you are.
I mean, yeah, it's clickbait. I'll give you that.
Whoa,
I don't.
crazy. And then
But
I
yes.
said, here's where the circle starts again because you're still not getting it. Then I said, I think you could have, and I gave an example where you could clickbait with an engaging title and an engaging thumbnail without implying that you're diving deep into this personal relationship. To which you agreed earlier was not a bad thumbnail idea and not a bad title idea.
No, but I again, we're back
But-
here. I
but
just
you
disagree.
did.
I disagree with this. You're making it sound like
You
the
disagree
entire.
with the severity because you're a small channel, correct?
That's not the only reason. I doubt that people are literally looking up Atrioc on YouTube, seeing my thumbnail, and going, "Oh my God, he got away with something terrible," and moving on. They kind of already know the gist. It was a big story. It was mainstream news, pretty much.
I think a lot of people are seeing it and are being like, I disagree with that statement. I don't think this person's thumbnail makes any sense, and they move on.
Okay, and that's
what I
fair. That's fair. I can't really argue
And
with
even
that.
if this is a one-of-one video for you, right?
Yeah.
Right? Even if there's a bunch of people, like, what? It's 1,000 views, 580 subscribers. I'm gonna say probably any views from the point that I saw it were views from people that either were hearing me talk about it or other things. So I'm gonna say that the last 180 views are disingenuous. We can't calculate those. So you had 820 views on this video.
Okay.
Going into 2 days, right? Because it's a second day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how good of a video that is for you, but
It's pretty good for me. I struggle to get views. Yeah. That's a whole separate critique you can give me. Our main disagreement seems to be the severity of the things that could be called out about my video.
because I see any form of manipulation like that as an issue. And if there's a way to avoid it, which there was a way to avoid it, I think that helps the entire ecosystem, right? And you're trying to play into a controversy that is not your place to play into.
I can't talk about the
When
situation.
when you could have made a video that avoids the controversy that did not want to be talked about, that they asked to not be talked about, and still it was a good video that you could have made, right? At least to you. I don't think it's good content. I'm bored by it. I think it's lame and people's opinions on specifically this situation doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, it's really what matters is if the women are okay with the fact that
Mm-hmm.
Atrioc has tried to make amends. That's my thoughts.
Which
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what a random person on the internet thinks about what
Mhm.
Atrioc's done, because at the end of the day, if the women aren't okay with it, then I'm not okay with it, because
Wait, if you
they're the
don't-
ones who were abused.
If
and
you don't care what a
manipulated.
random person on the internet thinks about Atrioc, then why do you care about my thumbnail?
Because I think you're manipulating the women.
What?
Because I think you're manipulating Cutie Cinderella.
What?
It's plain and simple like that. I think you're manipulating this. I feel like I made that clear multiple times.
No, you
You're taking
didn't.
the personal relationship between both of them out of context and using it to drive views to your video where you don't talk about it.
So I just asked you, if you don't care about what people think about QT and Atrioc on the internet, then why should you
said
care
I
about
don't-
this thumbnail? And then you said, well, I think you're manipulating QT. And I think I got very reasonably confused by that
Okay,
statement.
It's okay. It's okay. You're a little.
Please explain to me how.
Struggling on this.
Yes,
It's okay.
yes,
You've
I
been struggling
abs-
all night. It's
I
fine.
am, yeah. How am I manipulating
Well, I just
QTC
think-
Cinderella?
I just think you've been watching a little too much Andrew Tate lately. Maybe, I don't know. Like,
No,
that's
actually,
what I
I've
feel like I'm
gotten
writing.
I've gotten many death threats from the tater tots, and actually a lot of my videos are very critical of him. I was actually one of the first people to criticize him. I did it before a lot of the big people did, right after the Ace family somewhere. So that, I mean, that's not it.
Just blows my mind, man.
Nah, terminally alpha males. So no, not an Andrew Tate fan. But yeah, I don't. I don't know.
Again,
but how
I don't
how
care.
how
I'm
is
just
MeJoeShmoe
explaining why
manipulating QTC Cinderella?
You're taking a scenario that she wanted to be kept private, same with Atrioc, both of them, out of context,
Yeah.
using it to drive people to your video.
Okay.
where
How?
you admit
Yes.
you do not talk about them that much, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Taking a personal relationship, making them look quite bad in the thumbnail and title, in my opinion,
Yes.
to get them to watch a video that you admit does not really touch up on that situation very much. I think that's manipulating a situation where a woman was taken advantage of for your profit. Yes or no?
Hold on, I hadn't thought about it like that in a minute. Let me have a second. No, like genuinely.
I know. That's what I'm trying.
Well, if you really think I'm that lost, then just give me a minute. You know, I do fail to see it that way because this was talked about by more people than just me. I think that if that's your concern,
I think all people are shitty for doing it.
yes.
But
Well,
at the end
that's
of the
their
day,
opinion.
At the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can express my discomfort with all of them, and I have.
Okay, and that's fair, man.
And I expressed my discomfort with you, and you wanted to have a conversation about it.
I think we did. I think
I'm having that conversation.
And
with
honestly,
you
I
about
think overall we both did okay there. I don't think either of us really said anything like too crazy here. We just disagree on the severity of it. I don't know. One of the last things, one of the things I just want to say, your response to my video has not been my overwhelming response. Like, so from my perception, I really don't see the problem with it. The majority of the people in my comment section don't see the problem with it. I even pinned a comment addressing, how anyone that gets this far can see that, like, Atrioc is not getting sued by QT Cinderella.
Again, remember, I said I don't really care about your viewers because the people you're trying to market to are obviously the people that are going to agree and be eating up what you're posting.
That's fair. That's fair to say. Yeah.
Like, of course, nobody's come to criticize you except for me because I'm some fucking stupid idiot for even interacting with it in the first place when I wouldn't normally interact with anything like this.
I mean, to be fair, none of these people are subscribed to me except
But I
for
found it
Doggy's
comical.
Daydream.
They don't have to be subscribed. Like,
They're
the
just
reason
looking
this video
for
is being pushed to them is because they clearly want to see this stuff.
Yeah, and they
This
all
was
actually
the one video out of a million on my sub feed where I saw something like that, and it's probably because I've been looking up Cutie Cinderella clips a lot lately for work reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a little tired here. Sorry.
I imagine so.
Yeah. No. No. I mean, I disagree with you on a few things here. I will tell you, I don't plan on taking down the video.
I don't think you are.
And I don't think I'm going to either. I might consider changing the thumbnail and the title a little bit.
I don't think you will do that either.
I'll consider it. I will change the title because I told you I would. I will change the title. I can guarantee you that.
And in my opinion,
yeah,
we already had a discussion where you admitted this video was uploaded 2 weeks late. I
Yeah.
don't see why you don't delete this, re-upload it with some edit changes and some thumbnail and title changes, and not expect to get similar views.
Because I do want to keep the views. And I'll admit that. And that's where you think
And
I'm predatory, and that's where I disagree. I don't think that's predatory. I think that's why I make a video so people like watch it. And I do want to get to a point where, like, you know, because you also asked.
But if you agree that you're misrepresenting information,
I agree that I disagree
with that.
I disagree with the severity, because if you watch, I'm not trying to, like, you didn't watch the video, man. And I'm not saying like it's a great video and I should even expect you to watch it.
Misrepresented info.
Like what?
And I did watch the video.
Other than the title, which I'll give you, it's clickbait. We
and
disagree.
The clip.
The clip, but you're telling me to throw out the whole 11-minute video for 7 seconds.
I'm not telling you to throw out the whole video. I'm saying re-edit it so where you remove all you'd have to do is take that first segment where you bring up all the names, and all you have to do is change it and be like, yeah, it's fucked up that the guy was looking at deepfake porn that had women who aren't consenting, including people that he is mutuals with on the internet. You don't have to bring up specific names. You're bringing up specific names because they're keywords that you hope people latch onto.
Does that work through the video? I thought that was just like a metadata thing with the description. That's why I have an AI writing me these crazy ass descriptions. That's a genuine question.
Education at this point.
I mean, I'm not a professional content creator. But like, that's even a weird point to bring up. Like, what is me name dropping Pokimane? Why is that bad? I know you keep bringing up QT Cinderella because she was misrepresented.
I think we both agree that the main issue, actually, you probably don't agree, but the main issue is Atrioc was looking at deepfake porn of unconsenting people.
Yes, that
is the main issue.
That's about 2 minutes into the video to 11:30 into the video.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the majority of my video.
But you latch onto these big names, these keywords, in hopes that people see these videos.
Yes, 100%. I want people to see my videos.
There's the issue.
Why is that an issue?
Because you can get people to see your video without diving into the personal stuff that we've already discussed as an issue.
I mean, I'm not an expert like you, but keywords are very helpful in getting views. I mean, I think we can both agree on that.
Do you need Cutie's name in this video at all to be successful?
I could have. To be fair, yeah, I probably could have. I left her in, and I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Of Cutie's viewers would find this video disgusting, and they wouldn't click on it in the first place.
I mean, would you be surprised to know that I listen to all of her podcasts? So I'm one of her viewers. I'm actually going to I'll edit the video name later. I will take. What would you? I'm going to name it like.
I've already given you.
Yeah, you did. What your title was? What was it, like? Atrioc? Did Atrioc do enough? Right? Did Atrioc do enough? Yeah. I will change the name of the video to Has Atrioc done enough?
It doesn't matter. You're gonna make decisions that you think are good, and again, I think people are going to criticize you for making decisions like that.
I mean, yeah, that's just part of being on the internet. 100%. That's 100% going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone's always going to agree with how I make a video or how a video is made. I mean, I quite honestly,
I just found this particular instance quite disgusting, because if you do really watch all of Cutie Cinderella's content, like you say you do,
I don't watch all of her content, just her podcast.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Because I think she made it very clear that she did not want the focus to be on her. She made it very clear that she wanted the focus to be on the women that were manipulated. And for some reason, you still say that you're going to focus on Cutie.
I didn't ever focus on Cutie. I have her in the thumbnail, but the video's not about QT Cinderella. It's about Atrioc.
So why does the title have Cutie Cinderella's name in it? Why does Cutie
for clickbait? For clickbait, for views.
Clips of Cutie in the video? Exactly.
Oh, I mean, I explained.
Oh my God.
But I've explained all that already, and this was a Easter egg. This wasn't even for views.
You're saying at the same time that you understand Cutie's stance and how she didn't want anything to be focused on her, except you are admitting to the fact that you focus on her in the title and the thumbnail, and that you have clips of her in the video.
Yeah, but I mean that's
If
where
you recognize that the victim of the case, one of the victims of
Mhm.
many, has expressed many times that they want the focus to be on the fact that women on the internet as a whole are being manipulated, and they
Mhm.
don't want to be the focus of it, and then you make the decision to focus on it, how do you not see that that's an issue? And then you're going to say right now, you're going to say, well, I didn't focus on it in the video, but you make efforts to focus on it through the thumbnail, through the title, and through putting a clip of Cutie in the video.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
right?
views, and then the clip
For
is
views, you're focused on the views rather than being just
yes.
morally like okay with yourself.
Yes, I
Like,
won. I'm morally okay with myself because we heavily disagree on the severity of what I did here. But the clip is literally like 7 seconds of the video. We've already gone over that. I agree how it can be taken out of context, and it literally is just me playing a clip that I perceive to be an Easter egg to when the drama happened. Okay. And I even took the H3. I even took the H3 part of it out because I thought to myself, that's too much. I don't want to put chestnuts in it. That's too much.
I appreciate that you are okay with admitting that even though you know that someone expressed that they don't want to be focused on, you still will make the decision to focus.
I didn't focus on her. I put her in the thumbnail. I did not focus on her.
The title is not focusing on her?
No, actually, H-Rock's in the middle of it. Do you see it right here? I'll show it on screen. She's in like the side here to the left, which like admittedly, like, okay, like you're right. I didn't really need to have her there, but she's
focused there.
I mean, to be fair, more of the screen's taken up with me than Atrioc, so I mean, than QT. Right. So she's not the focus of the video, even in the thumbnail. That is misleading. She's not the focus. The
title and the thumbnail focus on her in one way or another.
I mean, it brings her up. It's the title focuses on her more than the thumbnail does, and then the video barely has anything to do with her except for me bringing up what happened there.
That they don't want to be the focus at all, and you still make them part of the focus, you're okay with it.
I mean, we're disagreeing whether she's part of the focus because literally for the majority of the video, I did not talk about her, which by definition would not make her the focus of the video.
Hashtag.
Is she?
Like you wanted her to be the focus.
No, actually, Atrioc is my first hashtag.
I'm looking at the top of the thumbnail. It says hashtag Cutie Cinderella first.
I mean, I can take that down. I mean, I don't see how that makes it a big deal. You're really gonna go after a hashtag because you couldn't make a point. Because you couldn't make a point with the title or the thumbnail, so now you're gonna go after my hashtag.
I'm actually making multiple points. You're just saying that I'm wrong.
And I'm telling, yes, no, I am arguing it, and then you're moving on.
There are 3 focal points of that thumbnail. Am I right or am I wrong? 3 focal points, 3 focus points, if you will. What are the 3 focus points of that thumbnail?
We already went over that, and it's mostly Atrioc.
It's Cutie, Atrioc, and you, correct? Cutie
yes.
is one of those focus points, correct?
She is, yes.
Okay, awesome. Is Cutie not a focus point of your title?
She's in the title, yes.
But I think, a question that directly calls out Cutie and actually is calling to action Cutie's name is quite a focus point, is it not?
Well, she was the #1 person to be brought up when this whole thing happened, so like, yeah.
And did that person say that they wanted to be brought up when the situation was brought up?
You keep saying that, and like, so I didn't see. Listen. I didn't see this clip where she said, "No one, please talk about this with me ever again." I didn't see that clip.
That's not what she said. She said she hates that people focus on her when the situation is about all of the women affected.
Yes, and I talked about her for like a few seconds in the video, and then the rest of it's not about her. She's not the focus of the video.
Then why is she the focus of your thumbnail and title?
It's clickbait. I want people to watch the video. And that's where we disagree, and we're just going to disagree there. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry.
Sick, you're kind of just going in circles.
I know I'm going in circles.
I know.
I've been going in circles for a while. It's just fun to do it.
And to
entertain the conversation.
And to be fair, it's you two and like one other person. So like my optics on this situation are like, okay, like I don't see it's that big of a deal.
Okay, that is.
Fair. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, here's the thing. Sick has his qualms with it.
And they're valid. I didn't say that like I didn't like.
I think his are valid, but also I feel like I'll be honest, they're a bit ignoring of like the reality here, because like at the end of the day, like I don't think the video itself is bad. Obviously, that one clip that can be taken out of context, that's its own thing. That's whatever. The video itself
I think I stated that too. I think I stated that the video is uninteresting to me, and I don't find it interesting.
Which is
I
fair.
Read it personally. But then
I don't
also
think the video's
said,
bad. I think the video is less of, because I understand the clickbait of the Atriarch is back. Should Cutie forgive him? And then having them both in the title. But the video itself, honestly, like the thing you actually just talk about, where you just mostly rehash what he says, isn't a bad video, but it's just not what the title and thumbnail say at all. And the title and thumbnail is more like the parasocial aspect of the interpersonal relationship of the two people, and less of the story of like this thing happened.
Yeah, which like
He's been working to do this.
we just can't like we're just not agreeing on the thumbnail, but I just don't feel like the thumbnail's that big of a freaking deal. Like, yeah, like, okay, it's misleading because I want you to click the video. I feel personally that this is going to make people click the video, so that's why I did it. I've admitted that, and I just don't think it's a net negative or that heinous that it like is like this giant deal that needs to be dealt with
No, here's the
immediately.
thing, it's not a giant. None of this is a big deal. Genuinely, none of this.
At the end of the day, it is a
Yeah,
big
at the end of
deal.
this is all just
At the
dumb
end of the day,
shit.
it's not a big deal. It's a YouTube video about two people, right?
Yes.
But it's one of those things where it's like,
It's actually not about the two people.
well, yeah, it's
not.
mostly about
It's actually
Atriarch,
not.
but like,
Yeah,
the,
we gotta
the
clarify
initial,
that it's not.
No, absolutely no. But like the initial drama, admittedly, the initial drama, what made it such a big thing was the fact that Atriarch knew other streamers who were on the site, which after the fact was shown that like he never accessed any content with any streamer, but it was still just the fact that more eyes were brought to it. And Cutie's response was the most obviously like visual, like close friend.
Which is part of the
obviously
story
drew the
that I
most
was
attention.
telling. Like,
Which
that's
is
part of the
fair.
story.
But I think that is a part of the initial story. I think now the story is more on Atriarch and what he's done since then.
Yeah, that's why the
And I think you
majority
did
of the
pretty-
video is about that.
That's what I'm saying. I think,
Like-
I think you did a pretty good job of covering that. But I think it is one of those things where it's like, it's definitely the clickbait, and it definitely is like obviously effective, but I think there are ways of clickbaiting that is more relevant to the actual video. And like I understand, like, you know, you're making stuff for your viewers, not for random schmucks who happen to come across it like us. Like, that makes perfect sense. But it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, I hope your channel grows. I hope you find your like niche and you can do it well. It's just when you make the titles and thumbnails, because that is the majority, like it's as important as the video itself is the title and thumbnail for reach, but it's also like in terms of what the video is and how people are going to perceive it. Everyone going into it is going into it with the did he get away with it, like that in the thumbnail.
Yes.
And I think when you phrase it like did he get away with it, it just is a negative tone just off rip for him.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fair if you want to phrase it that way, but it's just one of those things where it's we are the random schmucks who just happen to have connections to Atriarch in that community. But the more videos like this, you're gonna get more
random schmucks.
more of the random schmucks.
Well, like,
And it's just-
obviously.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where like even you know this video is its own whatever, but it's just like going forward. It's one of those things you have to think of where it's.
And if again, like my optics
You
on
know?
this are like, it's like, I know you guys like, you know, I've been asked not to bring up the connections and the but my optics, whether how much more your opinion weighs than the majority of the people giving me feedback, it's literally just you two and like it's like 4 people.
And
And-
fair.
and
I
that-
don't
and
think our
that's it-
opinion
And that to
matters
me
more.
is like, okay, like I can acknowledge what you're saying. That to me, for like 4 people
Yeah.
to bring up a criticism that I agree with, to me, a reasonable way to deal with that is to say, yeah, I totally see what you're saying there, and acknowledge what you said, and then move on. And I don't think it's reasonable to really ask me to do much more than that. I really don't. So yeah, I mean, that's really where I end with it.
I mean, that's fair. I honestly like. I respect the even like humoring the conversation. That is more than most people would do. But it's just you know, the reason we are the random schmucks who give a shit are because we have connections to the people in the video, and that's definitely not a common thing you're gonna run into. But it's just like
I had
to
Dark
see
Viper
something
come
that,
down on me pretty
you
hard
know?
recently. That guy wrote an essay about me.
Yeah, but that guy's also.
Dark Viper, right? I don't
Dude.
think he does
Yeah.
anything but write essays about people.
Yeah,
Dude.
I don't know.
Dark Viper's whole community that's a part of the reason I was so combative with you in the comments, because I literally just came off this shit, like
Yeah,
literally
which is fair.
paragraphs from Dark Viper's crew slamming me,
But, like,
which
that's the
like
thing,
that's
though,
part of
though.
it though, and I don't care.
That
It's
is
like
a part of
yeah,
it.
that's part
Yeah.
of it, dude. I don't give a shit.
That is a part of it, but it is one of those things where it's like right now.
Like this is clickbait.
know,
My thought. I'm making it look like I'm talking to Ludwig. That's clickbait. I'm not talking
Yeah,
to
oh,
Ludwig,
definitely.
and we disagree on whether that's how bad that is. Like,
I mean, Lyle
So,
said himself, he doesn't matter if he gets clickbaited.
Again, I feel like my main point that I
Yeah.
tried to stress to you multiple times is your clickbait could be potentially harmful to the people that you're clickbaiting. Clickbaiting Ludwig's face and saying that you're in clickbaiting that you're talking to him is not going to be end in a horrible thing for him. Like, but clickbaiting Aatrox in a way that's saying he got away with a heinous act, right?
to be fair, he's
Could be
crying
harmful
in
to
the
him.
video. Like he's crying in the
Right.
thumbnail. If we're gonna say I'm making it look like he got away with anything, like
I mean, I get it's just
if
one
we're
of those
really
things
gonna
where it's
pick
like,
apart,
right now,
I even have a question
like,
mark here. Like question
Yeah.
mark? Like I it's
I get what you're saying.
yeah.
And, like I definitely see where you're coming from. You're trying to grow the channel. This is clicks drive views. It's what it is. But the bigger the channel gets, the more of the impact. Like
It has.
it's just better to do it early.
Yeah.
To like try to think of that stuff.
and
'cause,
to be
like,
fair,
if this isn't going to
yeah.
affect him in any way. This video, this conversation,
won't.
none of this
Yes.
will
Won't. None
save
of it
them in
will.
any way. But
yeah.
if this video randomly got thrown into the algorithm, 100,000 views, I mean, hey, fucking, you'd have an amazing day. But it's like, then it's giving people like just because most people who see a video aren't going to click it. They're getting the wrong impression of the situation just off rip.
So listen,
And that is the stuff that could be.
I appreciate those critiques. So Dark Viper was the first time recently I've been getting a lot more views than normal. So this has been happening a lot more frequently. But Dark Viper was the first person to slam me. I went after Dark Viper. I fucking went after him. I'm like, yo, dude, talk to me. And we chatted it up in the Discord. And, we hashed it out. I learned a few things from him. He was like, this is, it was a fine video, but, maybe don't do this next time. Now with you guys. Okay, 2 things that I hope I take away from this. 1, I will play with the thumbnails a little bit more. I obviously I didn't think this was harmful, and I did it to maximize how many people click on my view. Yes, I misled them a little bit. Okay, and we're disagreeing on the severity, the harm of that, and that's fair.
I have one question.
What's up?
How invested are you in these 2 people, or like how much did you know about the situation before you like looked into it and made a video on it?
I watched Aatrox's video, and then I watched several other commentators commentate the situation to get different points of views.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
that was one of the main things when I first saw it. I was like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
and that's
at
why
least-
I stuck pretty.
Here's the thing.
Which
Yeah.
which is why
you
it,
for
it
that
causes another
too
issue.
much.
Yeah.
Because-
No.
because-
Again.
because like when this originally happened, I will say, also I never even said my connections. I make logos for people. I've worked with a bunch of streamers in Aatrox's bubble. I'm friends with a lot of the people who he had a dinner at TwitchCon that he invited a bunch of people at, and I was either friends with the majority of the table who sitting there, and I was there, and it's just of the people like the creators in his community. I'm kind of in there. Whatever.
Yeah. That's
But like when this initially happened, the initial wave of videos that are arguably much more what's the word for it, like inflammatory than yours. Yours is Tam, you're recapping what he said. You're doing pretty much what you said, the pyro thing. Like you're just kind of recapping it. That's fine. But like because of so many of those videos happen, it's like we saw
Would you
like so
yeah.
many people go at it from an angle where they don't know what they're talking about, and it was just like trying to tear the dude down and everyone associated because it got more clicks. It's
So you kind of
now it
you were
feels like
fatigued. You were fatigued.
definitely
Just
fatigued.
just
think
like
most
I
of it
was.
fatigue, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like I was
I
coming
think-
off Dark Viper. We were both fatigued
Yeah,
from different
I think-
situations, and that's why we got into a big argument in the comment section.
which is fair.
Which
But, like, it's one of
happens.
those things where it's like, especially now that he did the video where he came back, he said, "Look, I've spent over $100,000. I'm going to keep working on this." It's one of those things where it's like the behind the scenes, the parasocial part of like the interpersonal relationships between them. Everyone involved is just trying to get past, and the more of these videos, like it is easy clicks, but it's just like everyone involved is trying to move past it. And
Mhm.
when we see videos where it's just rehashing it as if it was still 6 months ago when things were bad, from the visual, the video is its own thing, but like from the title thumbnail, it's like
No, I can
it's
see
just to get
you.
past, you know?
So listen. I think another part of it was from all that you were already fatigued, and you from the thumbnail that was misleading. You came into the video already like he's trying to shit on Aatrox. He's trying to do this, and then you saw the clip that I totally
I'll-
understand with
I'll say
QT.
this. I took a screenshot of the thumbnail and the title, and I sent it to a community of people who have been invested in these content creators for a while,
Yeah.
and the entire response to it was, "That's disgusting."
And I can
That's
understand
cringe.
why they would think
That's
that.
gross.
I mean,
Like,
I can
So-
see why they would think that. I think that's
I
yeah.
feel like if the audience you were trying to reach were these people's audiences, you took a very poor approach to it because of the way you presented the video.
No, I'm
You know?
that's not really my goal. I mean, I can understand why somebody that watches a lot of their content would be disgusted by bringing this back up again, like in the form of the pictures I chose to use in the thumbnail.
I
But
mean,
but also maybe like we can also agree on the fact that not everybody's gonna have that same reaction to the thumbnail.
I agree. I mean,
Like-
I could read you some of the comments. I don't know if it'd be productive.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, if you really want to, if you want to hear
It
it,
probably
then
wouldn't be productive. I will just say it, but like,
I'll
think
just say like, yeah,
you can say your
people
thing
were
if
not
you want,
happy.
I mean,
it's a lot of just like, that's a disingenuous thumbnail. Hate this, clout chasing. Like it's just there's a lot of comments where people are just like, why would you make something like that? And I don't think the contents of the video is what your thumbnail and your title present. And I think if people watched the video, they'd be a little bit more like, okay, it's not that bad. I still don't like the fact that you made a video about it because it's bringing back stuff that doesn't need to be brought up anymore.
yeah.
yeah.
But the presentation of the video kind of turns away a lot of the people that are more invested in these communities, and I feel like that's what you were trying to reach with
Mm.
the way you put like formatted your description and stuff, is you were
Yeah.
trying to reach those communities, and like
I-
you're just
I mean,
driving them away.
I would with confidence say that particularly was not my goal with the video. I mean, dude, like you brought up, Andrew Tate has a fucking audience, man. Like there's some really bad shit that gets an audience, and I'm not saying that like my shit is anywhere near that level, but like
Oh,
there's a market for slop, and I've been able to grow my channel with slop, and I try to just put out slop. I try to put out the highest quality slop,
I hear you.
And that's where I'm at, right?
Bucket.
Yes.
At the end of the day, someone's got to fill it. I get that.
Yes.
I'm just the thing that we have, because we only have a personal connection to this one particular video out of all your many,
Yeah.
and we won't have any to the other people you talk about probably and going forward. Whatever.
Well, no,
right?
go,
But it's just like
yeah.
it's one of those things where if everyone just wants to put slop in the bucket, wants to get the views up, but I think it's just good to look at it as if like, okay, what if this does pop off? Because then it's not just us, it's a whole lot of people,
Well-
and it's the people involved could see it, and it's one of those things where it's like
And
it's not likely, but it's just you gotta think
Well,
of
here's
it
the
like
thing,
at
though.
least-
I don't think
Yeah.
I genuinely I don't want this to come across like I don't hear your critiques. I hear your critiques. I understand your criticisms. We disagree on the severity of the clickbait, the severity of the misleading, and the condensations of
Oh,
how.
for sure.
And because of that, I really didn't give a fuck if Ludwig hopped in the fucking call right now, because I would
Yeah.
be able to confidently be like, all right, dude, I'll hear your point, but like I genuinely at this point do not fucking feel like I did anything that wrong. Like you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have posted the video if I didn't think it was that fucking bad. And you guys can think
What
it's
this
that
is
bad, but
Reminding me of?
what?
Oh, this is something for Seb.
Oh,
David Larson.
No, this is not.
who is David Larson?
Kind of does.
He-
Lore.
We can't.
Not.
We actually can't even say because
Yeah.
that's just his legal name, and we that would dox him.
Yeah, we're not gonna
But
say
it
anything
was-
else about this person.
I've heard that name
That's
before.
very different.
I've heard that name before.
I have some compare. No, you haven't. I swear you haven't.
Yeah, he's mostly a Twitter guy
Yeah.
who's just in random communities.
Okay.
But I don't know. I guess our thing. It's like the title and thumbnail is the frame for the video,
Mhm.
So when you see that, and it's especially like the first
So
clip,
get
it's like
your
okay,
clicks.
it gets the clicks, and that's fine. I do genuinely like I respect the like, hey, no, let's get in a call, let's talk about it. Like it is what it is.
No, I love to
But-
go live whenever when I did the iDubbbz video. That was my first big push. I did Why the Hate What do you think about that? Why the hate? iDubbbz drama. ... And I had all the Sam Heidsbergs coming after me. I just went live right away, and I was like, "Come say some shit."
Oh, yeah,
I don't
you
know.
farm it.
Like
Our
fucking.
buddy had a TikTok that shit on Andrew Tate. Funnily enough, you bring him up, and he just sat live and farmed
Dude,
it.
I'll be honest, they're scary. They doxed me. They
Yeah,
they
that's
found out where I
fair.
lived. Yeah,
Sam Hyde
they.
people. Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no,
they're
no.
crazy.
Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate. I went after
Oh,
Andrew
really?
Tate.
Yeah, they're also crazy.
Yeah,
They all are.
they literally were like, well, I don't really give a crap. I won't say my legal name here. I don't really hide it that well, but I also don't care to say it. But like, they literally called me by my legal name and like was like, I was like, I don't really care that much. I'm like, all right, I guess they're gonna come get me. But yeah, the Andrew Tate people are fucking crazy.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I
But
guess
yeah.
the only thing that like I'm sure Sick is coming at slightly different because the morally reprehensible whatever of it being this or that, it's less that for me and more just like it is the title and thumbnail is framing it in a way where it feels like redredging old territory that doesn't add in any way, and the video itself I think is a pretty decent enough video of recapping the whole thing. I mean, you said, we brought up the
I mean,
the pyro live and the slap stuff, but you look at the pyro like title thumbnail for it.
He does
very
so
neutral.
much. He does. Oh, does he? Pyro's pretty
I mean,
bad sometimes.
He is pretty bad sometimes, but I mean, you also do get perks when you get bigger.
Yeah, you can get away with a lot.
You get away with stuff, and that is just like, you get the
like he's got
randoms
fake
doxing
tweets,
you and
dog.
shit.
Like that's kind of how I don't know. So here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal, guys. I know we fought a little bit here. I hope no one took anything personally, especially in the comments. I definitely got way more heated in the comments than I was able to by just talking, which is normally the case, to be fair.
I found them funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
we
was
were kinda
laughing.
having
I was laughing a little bit, but you got under my skin. I was like, dude, what the? Like, I literally was to the point where I'm like, what the fuck is their problem, dude? Like, I genuinely got to the point where, like kind of like we got here, where I'm like,
that
dude,
was more me than him doing
Well,
that. I was coaching him.
we both felt.
I was telling you to stop doing it. Actually.
Yeah.
You really, really wanted to get under his skin. I was trying to.
I'm a shithead. It is what it is.
I mean, it encouraged this live stream, and I think, I mean, so listen, I know we got heated at some points. I think that was just going to happen through the nature of the conversation. Overall, listen, I don't think anything bad about either of you. I would hope that you feel the same about me. I know we have some disagreements here with my thumbnail. So here's what I'm probably going to do. And I say probably because I don't want you to hold me to it, just because I'm freaking lazy and it might take me like 2 days. So listen. So what you may see me do in the future, and most likely will see me do in the future, honestly, is I will change the thumbnail and I will change the title of the video, but I am not re-uploading the video, and that is because I want to keep my views, because I'm a small channel and I need watch time.
I think that's fair. Small video, you got the algo. It's
yes. I will do that. I will do that.
I will say this. Can you go to the pinned comment?
What is going on? It's me, Joe. Shut up,
Can
MeJoeShmoe.
you pin your reply?
Can you pin
that reply
both?
too. Yeah,
This one?
or highlight it or something. Yeah, pin that somehow.
It won't let me. It won't let me.
Oh fuck.
you can't pin replies.
Unfortunately.
Can I?
You can make a comment that just says, "Hey, I included a clip that is a bit misleading. Did not mean for it to be misleading."
I want to give this guy credit for pointing it out, though, because he was the first one to do
Credit.
it.
Just say credit to and then at for
Okay.
pointing it out in your comment.
Yeah.
But yeah,
or
I guess
put it in the description. Just put it in the description. Like leave that comment pinned and then just put in the description like, "Hey."
What do you want me
I
to say?
threw
I
in-
don't want to. I don't want to get into my editing while I'm streaming anywhere. But
Yeah. Just
No, you're
throw in
good.
into the description right under that first line. Just be like disclaimer.
yeah.
The clip in this point is regarding the person who uploaded the deepfakes and not Atrioc or something. Just explain that the clip is misleading.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Move on.
So.
Yeah.
I'm busy tomorrow, guys. You're gonna have to. You will probably see this thumbnail and title change if you keep an eye on it. I'm gonna try to add something here with the description, probably to more highlight your problem with the clip. I'm not re-uploading the video. I'm sorry, and that is for views. That is for watch time, 100%.
Listen, you can do whatever you want with this video. If you take any of our advice, that's good. The only thing I would hope take away in any way from this is that like especially when you're a little guy on YouTube, it is kind of the shitter reality. But it's like you kind of do need to tread more lightly. Like you said, Pyro can get away with stuff. It's like because they, in a fucked way, other content creators, they see him as like almost like a coworker. You know, he's in the same level. They're not trying to tear anyone down or claw anyone up. They're just in their own shit, and they're not like they don't go out of their way to try to make anything bad. But when you see random low view video with the clickbait, it's a different vibe. And especially if you pops off and you're just someone no one's heard of, they're going to assume the worst, and you're going to get a lot more random dickheads like us show up.
No, I don't mind.
it's
I don't
just-
mind the dickheads, to be honest with you. I'm a-okay with the randos coming in. I mean, if Dark Vipers guys didn't, I hate to break it to you guys, but Dark Vipers guys are way worse than fucking you, man. Those guys are crazy as fuck.
That's
I mean,
because
look at
they're
this.
trying to be bad,
Look at
but
this
yeah.
shit. Look what Dark Viper dropped on my fucking video. He literally, you guys think you critiqued me. He literally was like, "This is why you're wrong. This is why you're wrong. This is why you're wrong. This is why you're wrong."
Career's based on that.
We
That's
were
like, that's all he does.
That's
We-
like a free video for him. You
we
know?
ch-
That's
we chatted it up. He was like, we're good. But I wanted to talk to him too. I literally like jumped on his live stream. I was like, "Yo, dude, talk to me. I'm in your Discord." And then he talked to me, to his credit. And I didn't make any of that public. I did like go over the video. It took me like an hour and a half to read everything. And similar to you guys, you know, obviously we disagree on some things, we agree on some others. So there is something I want to ask you guys, but overall, you know, I hope we're all on good terms at this point. I don't think you guys are bad. I hope the same, because that was another part of it. You're using terms like disgusting, and I'm like, dude,
yeah,
I
do find it a bit disgusting.
and I was over here like, God, dude, I really don't think anything I did was like that fucking bad.
That's fair. Each
Yeah.
person's entitled to their opinion.
So obviously I wanted to
find it-
defend
I
that.
find it quite misleading,
Well, it's just the
disingenuous, and
difference
kind
of-
of disgusting. You know,
It's just the
Yeah.
difference of connection. you
Yeah,
know?
'cause-
That's the difference.
Because I'm over here and I'm just like, dude, I fucking don't think I did anything bad here, and you're calling me disgusting, which like got under my skin a little bit, obviously.
Yeah,
'cause the
no, I
content-
see
the-
that.
Fair.
The content's one thing, but because I get that all the time, and it's so annoying, because I have 500 fucking subs, so I get all the time. It's like, you're doing this for profit, and you're doing this to make money, and I'm like, I'm at this point in the game not like. And you
I
said
think-
profit is different things.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think you can profit off of things without them being monetary.
Yeah.
And I feel like I kind of described that when I said profit does not apply to only monetary values.
No,
right?
you made your point, but yeah, I want to profit in the form of view time, like, because that's what I'm going for right now. I'm not like greedy.
Well,
I'm not
yeah,
like
and that's what
I'm
I
not
was
selling my
saying.
soul for money, you know.
But I think that's
Yeah.
what my point was. You know,
No, I think no, I kind of more or
I
less
think it got
agree
under
with
your
you.
skin.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, I don't like being called. Like, you can call my video shitty all you want, and like at the end of the day, you weren't gonna ruin my night. I was gonna move on at some point, but I mean, I did. I was literally like strapping a ladder to my truck for work tomorrow while I was like pulling out my phone to check on what you had to say. Like, I was moving on with my day, man. Don't worry about it. But like, yeah, no, of course.
Making a video and playing League of Legends.
Like literally was like literally like I was doing other shit. That's not just copium. I was legitimately like I wasn't gonna ruin my night. I don't mind the feedback. I just, you know, obviously is like, out of all of the negative comments I get, it's like, this video fucking sucked because of this, and this video is bad. Like, okay, whatever. You don't like my video. Like, you, to me, perceiving it as, you are a shit person. I'm like, why? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of my response.
I think that the content people make is a reflection of themselves
Yeah.
in a
Well,
lot of
yeah.
ways.
And
So when I see something as misleading as that,
yeah.
it rubs off in a way where it's like, you want views and you don't care you have to go through to get them.
Well, I got my view time. I got my clicks. I will change the thumbnail and the title. But again, I do want the view time. I ain't gonna lie to you, and that's why I'm not gonna delete the whole video. But I will do something with the title and the thumbnail. But hey, separate topic. This is completely separate, and I want your opinion because I was gonna make a video about this today, and I wasn't really sure what to fucking do. This whole React content shit going on.
Cut and dry.
But no, today on the H3 podcast, how Ethan brought it up to Hassan. You didn't watch it?
Was Asani on it? Yeah, I mean,
I don't-
No.
They
I don't
kinda-
watch H3.
They kind of argued about it a little bit. Like
Oh,
like
that's
see that.
fair.
Ethan-
I think
Ethan
because
kinda
Hassan's
jumped-
in a-
Ethan kind of jumped his shit a little bit. Ethan put out an apology about it too.
Oh yeah,
I don't
make
know
a video
what-
on that.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a video on it. I think the consensus is XQC is doing things predatorily, and the way XQC
Yeah.
reacts to content is not the right way.
No,
I
not
think
at
it
all.
was crazy that the reaction drama started, and then the next day he put on a video and walked away for over 10 minutes.
Dude,
It was insane.
listen. I'll say this, dude. You guys want to hate on me for a video? Hold on, I got it. Where is it? XQC drama with Pokemon and Asan. There's their name dropping. But this whole video, I'll literally it devolved immediately to me just be like, I fucking hate XQC. Like, I don't know whether you guys hate me for that or not. Like, I literally went into it trying to be like super duper, like, I want to like make a point here. And then like a minute and a half into the video, I'm like, you know what, guys? I just fucking hate XQC and here's why. And that's what it devolved into.
You
Like,
with it, and you're chilling. I don't. There's no.
Like-
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I don't know. That's
I
a
ain't
whole
juicer.
thing.
I can't care.
I'm not
too
a
much.
juicer.
I fucking, I have his G Fuel, which is pretty good. But other than that,
Hey,
fuck
I
him.
had, I had Keemstar's G Fuel, so, and I don't like that guy.
I don't like him, but goddamn, like whenever he's involved in something, I gotta watch. It's like,
Keemstar?
yeah,
It was a car accident.
he is a fucking car accident, dude.
I find him so uninteresting.
The Boogie 2988 fight.
I don't even. I
What?
think that, yeah, I think the other issue is I'm so disconnected with the content that you're uploading. Because
Dude, we're
I
both
couldn't-
we're on separate
I couldn't give
spectrums.
two
I used
shits
to.
about
I
Yeah.
used to be.
No,
in
I
the
used to
grind.
too. I think the other issue is when I was interested in all this shit, I was like 16.
I was a teenager.
I was a teenager and I was like, this shit's so cool. And now that I'm like not a
Bro,
teenager,
I literally watched Leafy.
yeah, now that I'm like not
Yeah,
a teenager, I
yeah.
couldn't give two shits about this
It-
because at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me.
If
Like,
you,
Yeah.
Like this dude dating a 20-year-old girl is
Yeah.
kind of creepy. I agree. I think it's really weird. But like, what am I gonna do about it? You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
like-
I don't know. Like, so I have
me
a,
saying anything more than, yeah, the dude's kind of creepy is really not doing anything. So
I just really wanted to talk about it. I'm like, this guy is so fucking crazy, dude. I don't watch Boogie. It's just him dating a 20-year-old to me was like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
yeah,
Also
I mean,
like pointed a gun at
I mean,
someone a couple
again-
years ago.
again-
so it's not the
Yeah.
craziest for him.
yeah, he did.
Frank
my
Castle.
only thoughts on it is again like what the fuck, and that's it.
yeah.
You know, so that's why I don't care to like watch anything on it because it's like, what more information can you provide to something?
That's what I said at the end of the video. I was like, what more is there even to fucking say? All right, it's fucked up. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just find this shit interesting. If you really want to know why I make content, and I won't bore you with it, I'll make it very quick. I never watched YouTube until I was like 22 and my girlfriend dumped me. I had to move back in with my grandparents because I lost my fucking job. And I started watching PewDiePie. And he at the time was making a lot of self-help videos, mental health videos. And he helped me out a lot, like a ton. And then I just got totally involved like in YouTube and decided I wanted to do my own content. Because I thought maybe one day I could do the same thing for some random dude. And that's why I do it. I know my content is very not.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not this content like.
No, it's-
isn't
this-
going
This
to
content isn't
accomplish
self-help
that.
content. We can agree to that.
No,
If
and
anything, if anything, it's encouraging the opposite of
No,
helping yourself.
that's why I kind of like had to even laugh at myself and be like, I know you're seeing what you're seeing right now, but you know, if I ever do get a big platform, I would like the ability, because that's the thing. Like, okay, so here I react to most disturbing dash cam footage, which was a lot of editing for the. I feel like it was a fair amount of editing for the record.
Yeah.
Like because of React content, but 40 fucking views. And then if I talk about Ice Poseidon or
That's just
Adam
how it
20,
is.
like look how recent this
Well,
uptick
yeah,
is.
again-
Like I
I
recently,
mean, that's the YouTube lottery.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I will say the one thing where it's like
like iDubbbz views, random
the
bullshit.
only cautionary, I guess, tale I will say is that when people grow, if you grow a large platform,
Yeah.
on just kind of slop in the bucket, this crazy thing, bad thing happened. The path for growth isn't ever a positive one. Like Leafy is a good example. He used to be a pretty normal, just like storytime YouTuber, but then like at the end of the
Alex
day, that got the
Jones.
views.
Listen,
They all got
I'm-
the views.
Jones.
I'm
Alex
not-
I'm
Jones
not
is a good
saying,
example.
obviously, I'm not saying anything of you and your character, and I'm not saying you would. I'm just saying it's like
No.
You know, the easy route
path-
for the views is to be as shit of a person as possible. And
Yeah.
especially if you want to do something like, if you get big on being a shithead, you don't pivot.
But listen,
You couldn't, because your audience would just leave. You
I
know?
I watched Leafy too. I'm not fucking Leafy, man.
Yeah.
I'm far from fucking like. Well,
Well,
like,
yeah,
look
but,
here. I
you know.
confronted a rogue AI. Like, I do try to
There
do
are-
fun, different videos occasionally, but this is how I get my views. This is what fucking gets me reach. And like, yeah, I took it a little too far here in the thumbnail and the title. You guys think, but like, that's how I fucking get my views.
Okay, if this is what you're genuinely passionate about, is
Yeah.
making these videos, right? Specifically the ones that you're making. Are you passionate about these videos, or are you making them because they get you views? You know.
I mean, dude, I paid
That's
like
the real question to ask yourself.
I went out to fucking. I live in Pennsylvania. I flew out to fucking Creator Clash, dude. Like, I don't make a lot of money,
Well,
dog. I've
no,
never
what
been
I'm
on a
saying
plane
is-
before.
Are the videos you're making, right? The drama videos. Are you making them because you're passionate about the videos that you're making, or are you making these videos because you want them to get views?
So
you can
s-
eventually
so-
make the videos you're passionate about.
So genuinely, I find the internet in general to be very interesting, and that
Okay.
and that is like why I talk about even this video we're talking about tonight. Like, I'm talking about this weird thing on the internet. That's how I view this. I'm talking about Boogie2988's girlfriend, which is a weird thing on the internet. Like, you know,
Yeah.
and so it's
So-
very
so that-
internet centric. Like,
If this is what you find interesting,
Yeah.
then make those videos.
and I also
but-
enjoy the production aspect of it.
To repeat, I mean, that's what I'm trained to do. I'm trained to do production of stuff.
Yeah.
So I agree. Production is very fun. But I think you should also kind of take the advice that Seb has given, which is like tread lightly, you know, like when you make decisions to upload some content, just put a little bit more thought into it and how it could affect things later down the line. you
Because
know?
it will give you a negative feedback loop. Because, like you said, you make other videos you find interesting here and there, but like if you build the audience on this one content, those videos are gonna perform badly, and it's just gonna be like, oh, well, why bother with that? You
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
And
Which-
I think just
Yeah.
you know, I get it. Some things don't get views, and passion projects aren't always guaranteed views, and it sucks.
Yeah.
And I definitely understand, like, just, slop for the bucket. But at the end of the day, anyone can throw slop in a bucket. If you're making things that you're genuinely passionate about and you want to do,
They'll get
that
views.
that other people don't have the same passions, so that's something that does set you apart in your content.
That's good.
You know?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
And, hey,
That's just this that whole just like, I'm not a bad person, okay? I understand
No,
you guys
yeah,
feel
of
this
course.
way about
I
this
think we're-
video.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
both on the same page with you there. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think we're necessarily thinking you're a bad person. You're interested in these topics, and I don't think that the topics that you're thinking at are like, or the topics that you're commenting on are necessarily like terrible. Like, oh my god, because people on the internet do make them. Again, I don't like them, obviously, but like, it's just like, be a little bit more careful, because again, you could have like, I don't think the video you made today was bad at the second half, but the first half was misleading, and the title and the thumbnail were misleading, and you could still make those clickbaity without the negative part that people don't have a problem with, you know?
I mean, I hear you. I think we still do disagree a little bit on how, the severity of what I did here. But that's fair. I don't think we have to agree on every fucking thing. Like, I'm not murdering puppies out here, like, which, is exaggeration, but
Dude, you want something to talk about? Talk about
That would get some
Shane
views.
Dawson, dude.
what is he
Fucking
up
dog ate
to?
his cat.
When did that happen?
I don't know. I saw it the other day. That's a thing you could talk about.
No, I
And
will.
At that point, you could be like, these people are fucked up
No, I will talk
because
about
their
that.
dog
What the
ate their
fuck?
fucking cat.
That's insane. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
I'm not
What the
seeing
fuck?
anything
Right
about
there, our
that.
Poor
cat passed
cat.
away. Scroll up, second video. Our cat
That
passed
poor
away,
cat.
dealing with grief and loss. Look, that was 2 years ago, I guess. What the fuck? That was 2 years ago? Why did it get brought up recently?
This is the idea I brought up to you earlier.
Holy shit, dude! That got posted like yesterday.
Huh.
That's
yeah,
so
they had
funny.
a fucking kitten that got eaten by their dog, and the podcast before that one was them talking about how they got a new cat.
That's insane.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
That's so fucked.
Dude, Shane
That's sort of
Dawson.
the idea I was talking to you earlier about, Sick, where
Yes,
I make a
that
drama
is.
channel, and then I just schedule every video to go live a
year
year from
later.
now. It's just like
What
But
the
yeah,
fuck?
again, there's
crazy.
there's
I
ways
never
to
heard
make
about that.
there's ways to do things without like fucking
That's a
with it,
crazy
Yeah.
title thumbnail.
Which
Shane
one?
Dawson eats out his dog. Fucking insane.
Shane Dawson laughed at a baby that died. What, dude? I believe it
Laughing at
too. He's a freak,
Wow.
man.
Yeah, he's crazy that he's still around in any capacity.
Yeah, it is
Mhm.
crazy, man.
I should
All right.
probably.
Well, yeah, I think we're
But,
good,
I mean,
guys.
I think that's I think we can.
All
Just,
right. And honestly, this was good because, I like the fact that we went from arguing in the comment section of a video to talking very civilly. I actually hope that maybe in the future, we could talk again about something if it comes up or whatever.
Hey, I
But
mean,
yeah.
you could always say the classic like internet thing.
Which one's
Starts with
that?
The word kill ends with yourself to each other, and then move on.
No,
we drop a classy KYS. and
Dude,
then we
Drop a
shake
classic
hands.
KYS, shake hands, move
Shake
on.
hands.
dude,
Yeah.
listen, I feel like it's healthy to be
It's
able
the
to
lead
like,
mindset.
if you can't get heated in a debate, then why are you having the debate? Like,
Oh,
I don't know. I think it's fine that people get
If
like
you don't care
angry.
about
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Then why are you talking about it? It's like okay, so it was totally normal and natural for us to get heated at moments. But overall, I mean, we're more or less on the same fucking page, which I think is more or less the situation with like everything when people argue in the whole fucking world. But
Seb, you're not gonna believe this.
What?
The New York Jets lost.
No, really?
Yeah, they lost.
That was embarrassing.
Fucking goobers.
oh man, guys. Well, listen, I gotta work tomorrow, guys. I really appreciate you having
Hey,
on.
Enough.
No,
Have a good one.
no hard
He's got a TikTok to go
feelings.
with it.
I
Yeah.
have a TikTok to go edit.
Yeah, no,
TikTok boy.
no hard feelings,
I actually
man.
don't have a TikTok to edit, so fuck off, Seb. All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope we're all good, guys. I hope we've gotten to some
Hey.
level ground here. I don't think I don't want you guys to think illy of me. I did feel the need to defend myself a little bit here, but I'll quit rambling. I'm gonna go to bed,
good.
man.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
I'm
Guys,
ending the
emoji.
stream. Thanks for
a good
watching,
one, homie.
everyone. Thanks for being on, guys. Bye.
Bye.
All right, I just ended the stream, guys.